All right, we're live with another Get to Know Gamer, and this week we have Mr. Matthews.
That's a hell of an intro.
Thank you for that.
You are more than welcome.
Hopefully I can live up to that gusto.
Yeah.
You will. I'm fine. You're sure.
Okay.
Sure you're fine.
Just right off the bat, there's a few things that we always do as a tradition on this channel.
Yep.
I ask everybody what we're drinking and what you're playing this week. And then after we get through that part, I'm going to give you an opportunity to kind of tell everybody about your channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you drinking?
I am drinking Pacifico. I'm a Mexican beer guy, and this is the one I kind of landed on. Dos Equis is kind of my probably my official favorite, but this is less fattening, so I think. So
me too. That's why I went for water.
Sad.
I have that also, just in case, because I'm trying to save as many of my going off screen time as possible. It's like I'm gonna bring all my beers in here because I don't know how long I'm gonna be in here.
Dude, I take at least 3
this is my
every
I've
show.
done my last 2 beers, so might have to do this dry. I don't know. So this is half of the beer.
That's a sad looking glass.
It is. Well, you guys took forever to come on, so I had to get.
I know, it's true.
Right?
Our friend Dennis was here.
Well,
everybody knows Dennis, and he was playing Pirates, and down to the last 2 minutes, we're like, "Hey, bud, you're gonna have to leave because we're doing a live
yeah, we
show."
literally kicked him out like 30 seconds before we went on. I am drinking an IPA from Hop City Brewery.
Yes.
So pretty cool.
And we had beer earlier. We might have had a few beer earlier.
Well, I didn't have that many.
Just sitting in a kayak.
I would have had beer earlier too.
Samantha is just sitting in a kayak, ready to watch Retro Rivals.
Sitting in a kayak?
Sitting in a kayak.
Is this a whole Friends thing where you're sitting in the living room there?
In a kayak? Did you make a Friends reference?
Kind of.
Nice. I got it. I knew that one.
There you go.
I think you love me because you're
I know.
constantly like, "Oh, to hear about Friends."
Well, you know what? I haven't seen it since Christmas, so now I'm fine. There, I can
You're
deal
fine.
with it.
We're gonna make you watch the new one.
But when it's constantly on the TV and you
It's
are
amazing.
reciting line for line every show, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
enough's enough.
It's done. We have a couple people in here. We got Alpha Nerd. He was first.
What's up, Alpha Nerd?
Alpha Nerd.
We got Grinaldino. I know how to pronounce your name now. I get it right almost every time.
Almost.
Patty the Collector.
Patty
Hey,
the
what's
Collector.
up? And we have Dan Bunch of Numbers.
Dan
I
Bunch of Numbers.
I don't memorize his numbers. I just call him Dan Bunch
What's
of Numbers.
that number? Have we ever asked him what's
Dan,
the
what's the
significance
number?
of all the numbers?
Did we?
You did on 8 Big
I drink.
Liquors.
I drink all the damn time, so I don't know.
I don't know if he answered.
Oh, he might not have answered. Maybe that's why we didn't know.
Maybe you're not meant to know.
Yeah, maybe. Secret.
Samantha said, "I told my husband if we were still out, I would watch anyways from the kayak." That's a loyal
Thank you.
viewer right
Thank
there.
You.
Bearded Viking Gamer saying, "Hey everyone, hey
Bearded Viking Gamer. Holy smokes, buddy! I watch your channel."
There we go.
Now, here's the thing. I don't watch under Retro Rivals. I watch under my private. And that happens all the time. That's how I kind of scout people there. I watch you. You just had your, I think it was 800 subscriber giveaway or the contest for the giveaway. So congratulations on you, man. You were almost there at 1,000.
Never enough tech. Just trade wars. I think Retro Rivals got it quantity over quality.
I hope so.
I did kind of look at those numbers before we jumped on. I was kind of curious.
Yeah.
And you were up.
It's friggin' close. We're up. Like number-wise in the votes.
Whose channel you're looking at it from?
It does.
Right?
Well, we're taking both, and we're just
combining them.
Taking all the votes together and combining it. It is what it is.
Oh, it's Dan's. Dan Bunch of Numbers. It's his phone number. So we're gonna call him later and see if it works.
All right.
Retro Tiburon. I'm on my game tonight. I'm getting these all right. Sneaky man, and thank you from Bearded Viking Gamer. Okay.
Sneaky man.
I am caught up in the chat. Modane's not here to witness it, but it did happen.
Oh.
So I don't care.
All right. Before we get into,
we're gonna let him talk about his channel too.
We have to ask everybody what they're playing this week.
Oh yes, that's right.
So,
and then we'll let you kind of promote yourself there and tell everybody about your channel, buddy.
So I've actually been playing a Genesis game this week.
Oh, nice.
Steel Empire.
Really?
I bought this.
I don't know that one.
15 years ago, and I only just now got around to popping it open. It's
That's
like
a backlog.
A steampunk kind of shooter. It's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Also, I should just say I've also been playing, because my wife and I have been playing Animal Crossing New Horizons pretty much every day for the past year. So it's like an ongoing.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm always playing that one. But officially, for the sake of the answer, it's this one.
Have you guys tried It Takes Two yet? Because we want to try that one.
Yeah.
No, haven't heard of that one.
Oh my God!
What was that
it's
one
like
we played there where we're in prison? Was like A Way Out or something?
Way Out.
With the big nose.
Yes.
Yes. That was so good. I love that one.
Yeah, that one was really good. But A Way Out came out a couple months ago, I think. And like
it seems. I think it's been out for about a year.
I don't know that it's been that long.
I think so.
Maybe we'll look it up later and I'll be right.
It feels like we played it like 4 or 5 months
No, I'm talking about It Takes Two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's only been out for a couple months.
Yeah, that just came out.
But it looks like a really good game.
It
does.
You haven't heard of that one?
Yeah, look that one up. I think you guys
I'm playing Astral Chain on the Switch.
Okay.
I'm playing Fear 3 with my son on the Xbox 360. And we were playing Pirates Plunder on the Wii, which we are stuck right at the last boss. And it's the three of us. It's me, Jen, and Dennis. And we must have died, what? I don't know if it was 10 times, right? We were trying to finish it literally right before the stream, and we couldn't. We had to quit it.
Well, we drank too much earlier.
I haven't heard of Pirates Plunders. Is that like is it like a shovelware game that just so happens to be good?
No.
Or
this game I found through Metal Jesus.
It seems like a game that he would have recommended.
It was a hidden gem. It was one of his hidden gems. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I like beat 'em ups and I like couch co-op games.
Yeah.
And this is very Castle Crashers, except you're pirates.
Love Castle Crashers. So.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, this is a really fun game, and it's pretty difficult too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it doesn't scale up based on how many people you have. You tried to play single player, you're screwed because you still.
I think because
it seems like it.
We played 2-player and then we played 4-player, and the difficulty with 2-player was just it was hard. And then we got 4 people in there, and then if you got 4 people working together and you have strategy. Now the thing is, you're going to die a lot, but you have infinite revives. You can run up and revive the person, but there's a strategy there. You have to run around the screen and get people to chase you so that somebody in your company can revive you, and it takes probably 5 seconds or more.
So just like the resuscitation.
Kind of, it's like a big barrel there with the first big red cross on it, and you're like, I don't know, you're chugging whiskey or something.
Probably.
And then what are you playing there?
I'm not playing anything right now because
come on, you just played something.
I just did play something. I just finished 2 games, Limbo and Inside, and I think I shared it on Instagram and Twitter.
And on the Nintendo, you finished?
Oh, I finished Little Samson.
Yep.
So, I'm trying to go back and forth. I'm trying to do retro, and then I'm trying to do a more modern because I'll continually play modern games, and I won't go back to retro because I don't know what it is.
I had a growler. I was like, I haven't seen the big screen TV in months. You have to get off the PS4.
Plus, we're called retro rivals, so I kind of have to play something retro, right? So I think that's what's next. I have to play a retro game.
Is Inside it? Inside, is that the other game you said? Is that the spiritual sequel to Limbo? Is that what that is? Where you're also the boy that's being chased by the government agent?
I didn't see much of it.
I don't know because they definitely have the same feel. For anybody that hasn't played them, they're very
creepy puzzle
platformers. Like if you've played Little Nightmares, you would like these. They're really good. But
I love Limbo.
Inside was.
I only seen a little bit of it, and I was like,
the tail end of Inside is just messed up in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what the hell just happened? Because Limbo on its own was creepy, but this gets twisted. Inside gets twisted towards the end. Yeah, it's really, really good. Any suggestions for what I should play next? Retro?
Ooh.
Mega Man.
Mega Man?
How'd I know?
I know.
Mega Man.
Now, I also played what was the other game we just talked about? Little Monsters. Little Monsters.
Oh, Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I love that game so much. And so I did see the Little Nightmares 2 had come out recently, but and you just played that, right?
Yes.
Didn't you just recently play that?
Yeah.
I haven't got into the. Is it good as the first one, or?
It's as good as the first one. There is more to it. Like you can actually fight a little bit sometimes. They'll give you weapons that you need to use. So I liked that addition to it. The story was not as good, but it's still good. Just not as cohesive because there was like a 7 deadly sins, very strong reference to that in the first one. And I got it right away. I was like, oh, like gluttony and like it was all there. This one, I had to really think about it sometimes. And then even then, other people had different views of what it was. And I was like, well, that's not what I think. But the creators really haven't put out any sort of information on what it is. They're just like,
letting people make up their own lore.
Like, yeah.
That's probably the better thing to do. I would think just keep people talking about it.
It's true. It's true. I see this one stray hair keep him going. So I'm like, yeah.
Me too.
Oh, yeah. It's just getting out of hand, Scott.
Yeah.
We have people commenting saying what they're playing. Someone saying Steel Empire rocks.
Yeah.
Dynasty Warrior Gundam on the 360, the first one.
It's cool.
Oh, Steel Warrior was also re-released on GBA.
No, was it?
Retro Tiburon says I beat Takes Two. It was really fun.
It looks really good.
Lollipop Chainsaw, about halfway in. Nice. Omega Ace Gaming is saying hi.
What's
Mr.
up, Omega?
Matthews. What else we got here? Says, I think you two should live stream Definitely a Game to Play with a Significant Other. I played it with my buddy and it was really fun at times because of the content. It Takes Two.
Yeah.
That's an idea. We just gotta get it first.
I think it's a definite.
Fernie67. Hey Fernie, way out. It was in 2018.
Oh.
Yeah, it's old. A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit
older. I was thinking it was kind of
now we found that game, I think, through Pac-Man Case's channel. I don't know if he did it in a pickups or something, but I remember he said him and his wife had played, right?
Who'd you say? Retro?
Pac-Man.
Oh, Pac-Man, yeah.
I think it was
that.
I think
it was Pac-Man.
I might be making up stuff.
No, you're right. Lords of Bulbous playing The Last of Us. Never played it before this year.
All right, we won't spoil anything for you.
I won't spoil it for you, but game. I'm so excited for you to experience it for the first time. Because I wish I could go experience it all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Modane's in the house.
Hey.
I'm not going to tell you where I am in the chat right now, Modane.
You just missed it. She was caught up about 10 minutes ago.
Playing Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Bunch of numbers.
Nice. You know what? I have that, but I haven't played it yet. I only put it in long enough to try it, but I haven't played it.
Mazen Power. Hello, people. Hello, hello. Oh, that's... Yes, I pronounced it wrong.
I know that guy.
The Guardian Legend would be a good pick for you, Jen. Guardian Legend. Okay. I have to write these down because people give me suggestions and I'm like, I forget what you said.
Yep.
And then I got lost in the chat. It's just water, Modane, so if I take a drink, it doesn't really count because he makes me take a drink. It's just water.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to call it Caught Up. All right. So now, Mr. Matthews, we're going to give you the opportunity to tell the viewers a little bit about your channel.
All right. Well, my channel is about video games with a strong retro focus, mostly on NES, since that seems to be the most interesting to talk about. I guess that's it in a nutshell. I do like to play kind of harder games sometimes, so there is some of that on there.
You're not giving yourself enough credit. Well, let me boost you up a little bit.
All right.
Because I stumbled across your channel through one of these Get to Know Gamers. I think we were backstage, and I was talking to, I don't remember who. If you're watching, let me know who told me, because I can't remember. And they told me to check your channel out because of the NES. I can't remember the name of it.
Hard.
Is it NES Hard? Is that the name of the series that you're doing? And I stumbled upon that, and it's very almost like it feels like I'm watching a documentary on Netflix. It's that good.
You like seriously don't give yourself enough credit in
your editing and I'm assuming you're scripting it all. Like it's all very, very professional.
Yeah.
And you got a good voice too for it there. Like I would highly recommend anybody that likes anything Nintendo, like go check it out. Like it's really good.
Like
thank you.
You know how you think you just stumble upon a good video and then they can't all be as good as that video? Like we watched them and we're like, oh my god, the next one's just as good.
Here one night. It was crazy for like 4 hours, something there.
It was freaking awesome.
Are you blushing? Are you blushing?
It's the beer.
MrMatthews, are you Iron Man?
I am Iron Man.
Oh. Secret's out.
Sorry. Secret's out.
Secret's out. I just wanted to pop this up because Samantha said she just finished Final Fantasy Mystic Quest for the SNES. It's not bad, but it's simple and repetitive. Sometimes I need simple and repetitive because sometimes if something's too damn hard,
sorry guys,
I want to throw it in the garbage. Oh, wait now.
Yeah.
I just subbed and MrMatthews is on $3.99. Link in description. Make it 400 and some people. Yes, we agree.
There you go, guys.
We agree. Okay. Now,
man, it's just, I'm telling you, I feel like it's just a matter of time and you're going to blow up. Yep. You're going to blow up. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. It's fantastic. It really is.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
See, us, we just got on, we get on here and we have fun, whatever. But yours, I swear to God, you can put yours on Netflix there. Like some of your stuff there is so good. No, it really is.
No, it really is. It really, really is.
It's just a matter of time.
No, thank you.
Well, we're going to make you stop blushing and we're going to let you get on with your first game.
What's your first game? And then for everybody that may be new to this kind of, or I don't know, podcast, whatever we want to call it here, our Get to Know Gamer, is we invite guests on and then we ask them to bring 10 games that has defined them throughout their gaming career or their lifetime. What got you into gaming? Games you love, games that really got you into certain genres.
Some people will pick their 10 favorites. Some people will pick 10 games that really like got them into gaming because those aren't always necessarily your favorite games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, I have games that got me there, but they're not necessarily my favorite, but I have nostalgia for them.
Yeah. So. Like a top 10 list, my top 10 would change almost yearly depending on how many games I play.
Top 10 favorites is always going to be fluid.
So it is.
It's kind of like whatever mood you're in, right? And I actually did have this arranged as a top 10 favorite games of all time. And then today I actually kind of went through and kind of thought about it. I was like, well, I kind of swapped them out for some that were actually more answering your question, which was which games actually kind of defined me or were turning points in my gaming career. So
because I think that says more about a person than your top favorites. Yeah, like you said, it's very fluid and it can change.
Yeah,
and then a lot of people will like a lot of the same games, but not necessarily all those games defined them. So that was I guess that was the reason kind of we went that route instead.
All right. So what's the first game?
Yeah.
Jump right in.
So I guess we'll start with this one. So everyone that has come on your show has told the same story. I'm going to tell the same one. When I was about 19 through 23, I kind of fell out of video games.
I know which game this is.
And then right around probably the end of the GameCube, right as the GameCube was starting to transition to Wii, then I kind of got back into more games. More of a passion that I had when I was a kid. Yeah. And this game was definitely one that was like, I had kind of been used to more 16-bit Genesis and Super Nintendo and NES games and Game Boy games and all that. But this was the first game that I played that really felt modern. And there are many versions of this, but this is Resident Evil 4 on the Wii, which I think is...
I love Resident Evil 4.
The first one I played was on the GameCube, and I absolutely just fell in love with it like immediately. But this is one of those rare ports to the Wii that I think actually really benefits from being on the Wii.
I hear that. Yeah, I hear a lot of people
actually work really, really well, I thought. And it has elements of the PS2 port also, because I think PS2 had some unique elements as well. So I think this, even though there's prettier versions of it now, I think this is the
version
of.
They're on the modern consoles. They're kind of remastered.
It's funny you bring that up because we were literally just talking about that maybe yesterday.
See, Jen has played through it. I played a little chunk of it, but I never finished it. And then it was one of those games that's on my backlog. And I was talking to Dennis about it, and I said, and he had a friend at work say that it's really good on the Wii. And I'm like, and I think Gaming Off the Grid told me it was really good on the Wii. And I'm like, shit, wonder if I should just start off a game from the first and try it on the Wii, just for a different experience.
Yeah. Thumb Brothers saying the same thing.
It was addicting. I probably played through this. This is probably the modern game that I played through most out of any game in probably the last 20 years.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Addictive. How many of the Resident Evil games have you played in that series?
The main ones. So I played Resident Evil 5 kind of killed it for me.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way.
So I didn't really have a lot of interest in Resident Evil 6, and I didn't hear anything about it after it came out to kind of convince me to even give it a shot. And I was kind of a latecomer to Resident Evil 7. That was really good, though.
It's up there.
I probably played about half of them: Resident Evil 1, 2, 4, 5, and 7.
Yeah, you haven't played 8 at all yet? Haven't played The Village?
No,
there's
very
some
excited about it because I heard it was a lot like Resident Evil 7, and
it's got the same gameplay mechanics and first person point of view,
really,
but then there's a lot of inspiration coming from 4. And then they really bumped down the scare factor. 7, there were so many jump scares, and then you were on your edge of your seat the whole time. And then Resident Evil 8, they really bumped it down.
Well, they bumped it down because they were trying to listen to fans, and they were saying that maybe it was
a lot of people said 7 was too scary, and I'm like, but it's supposed to be survival horror.
I thought that's what revived the franchise. Really was 7. So why wouldn't they go back
I haven't
to that?
played it. But I did watch one of my friends, Stampede Gaming, who may pop in here at some point. He played it all weekend when it came out. He streamed it. So
nice.
I watched him play the entire game. So I haven't played it, but I've seen the entire game, and it looked kind of scary to me. So it was scary enough anyway. I mean, Resident Evil, even the scares are, even if they're kind of real, they're still very campy. So
I get that.
I found my only thing that I would complain about that game is the atmospheric sounds were all the things, the noises, the creaks. If you're in a building and there's a creak on the roof, you think there's something on the roof. But that would at first it was oh crap, there's a lichen on the roof, and then after a couple times I'm like, no, it's just the game trying to get on your nerve. And as soon as you figure that out, there's I don't know, couple of scares in the game. I didn't find it scary at all.
Watching the game, I kind of got the sense that Capcom was... I feel like they've been doing this very subtly with a few of the games they come out, where they're taking shots at other developers. So I almost got the sense watching Resident Evil 8 that they were like, hey, this is kind of like Silent Hill, isn't it? So they had the creepy stuff with the dolls, and then pulling in the witches and the werewolves and all the other monsters, kind of like Castlevania. Konami has really dropped the ball here, but Capcom is here to save you guys. I kind of was starting to kind of get, which is fine. I'm cool with that. But I feel like Capcom might have been going in a couple different directions with that game. Now that I've seen the ending, there's kind of no point to play it. So,
it was a good game, and I would say that we both liked it.
Oh yeah, we both enjoyed sitting down.
I liked
it.
It was a good game.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I loved 7.
I liked 7 a lot too,
because it's certain parts. It is hard to scare me, hard to jump scare me. And there was at least a half a dozen times where I was like, holy shit moments there. And then when you put that sucker in VR, wear a diaper.
I heard VR is a no-go.
Man. Yeah, but this one here was just basically, I almost had a little bit of that number 6 feel where I was just running and gunning, just shooting everything.
Well, that's how you play every game.
I kind of do, yeah.
That's the truth. Hookzilla saying that. Oh, Patty the Collector saying OG PlayStation 2 version, beat it about 20 times, never gets old. Hookzilla saying 5 is the only one she's played all the way through.
Yeah. You know what? I played through 5 on my 360, and I played co-op with a buddy online, so we played through it. Now I hear that number 5 was the AI when you're playing a single player.
Yeah.
The AI was just horrific. There would absolutely just chew up ammo on you, basically. It was no help at all to you. And then number 6, we played through 6 here, but I played it with like 2 other friends, and we kind of hand the controller back and forth, and we played through 3 of the campaigns.
Yeah.
And I never did do the Ada Wong one because I guess that's only single player.
He kept thinking it wasn't a single player.
But those
so he was
5 and 6, I feel like those were meant to be couch co-op. That's the best way to enjoy them. But
my problem with 5 is because it did from a gameplay standpoint, it did refine a lot from Resident Evil 4. But having your partner there, and she was just as capable as you were, like literally just stripped all the tension out of the game. And then there was no Resident Evil 4 is very action focused also, but then it plenty of times were kind of slowed down and stuck you in those narrow corridors and really got the creeps going. There was nothing like that in Resident Evil 5. It was just like a straightforward action game that
shooter.
I think it was only nighttime once for like 15 minutes or so in the game when you're being chased during a chase sequence. It was like a full-on action sequence. They didn't even take advantage of the fact that it was dark and could be scary.
Yeah.
So that was just a complete disappointment for me. Plus, Chris fucking punched a boulder to move it. So I can't let that go.
I don't remember that.
Well, for anybody that hasn't played The Village, plug your ears. But when his hand got chopped off, I was like, what the fuck kind of healing solution do you
put
have?
some stuff on it, stuck it back on. I'm like, what the hell?
Why can't you grow back the fingers on the other hand? I'm confused.
Because the Lycan ate those fingers. You couldn't get them back.
I know, but
there was up until the end there, we were like, what in the hell's going on with the story? At the end of it, I had wow, there was a lot of like the movie monster theme. You had your vampires, then you had the werewolves, and then the zombies were like the kind of the skinny, slow zombie looking guys. They're the mummies, I guess I would say. And then when you were in like the big, I don't know what you call it, or refinery or whatever at the end there, they had like almost that Frankenstein guy just geared right up, full armor. That reminded me of Frankenstein. I was like, wow, they hit every movie monster.
I know.
Yeah, and pretty much all the same Universal monsters that Castlevania hit. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
So it's
very much.
Maybe it was a coincidence, but I don't think so. So, and again, not that there's anything wrong with that. I think world competition is just fine.
I'm looking forward to the next game for Resident Evil.
Yeah. Well, we just got this one, and he's like, I'm looking forward
to see where it goes.
I guess we can't talk about it, but with the ending, I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to go with that.
Would you recommend the game to people? I would recommend the game.
Yeah.
But would I recommend it at full price? Maybe I'd wait a little bit.
I don't recommend
any game.
Price, but
me too. There's not many games that run out day one and buy.
I'm a late adopter of new games. I usually only buy a new game when it comes down to about $20.
Yeah.
So I played Resident Evil 7 like a year and a half ago.
But you know what though? That's smart because as many games as any of us have, all of us could wait till they go back down to $20.
A new game for us in Canada will cost us a little over $100.
Yeah,
I can get 5 games at $20 there for that.
Because they're $89.99 now, and we pay 15% tax in New Brunswick.
Yeah, but so $104.
Yeah, it's insane. So
that's crazy. So
we wait most of the time, unless we have to have it.
Yeah, if it's like there's a few games that I would be jumping on to get day one full price, but only just a very, very few. So
yes,
you got to be something really special.
Well, Resident Evil.
Enemies in the house. Just kidding, Pac-Man. Hey, Pac-Man.
Yeah, is Resident Evil 4 your favorite Resident Evil, or am I spoiling something? It is, yeah. And that would be pretty much everybody's.
Mine too.
I have not played it all the way through yet, so it's between 7 or 2 for me right now.
Yeah.
I think most people land on either Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 2 is a popular one.
Yeah.
Or if they want to be really good for the deep cut, Code Veronica has a large following also.
I hear that.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't played through that one yet.
No, same.
No.
I don't know. Resident Evil 4 makes my top 10 list right now. Like we were talking, it can change all the time. We were talking backstage about that. But yeah, 4's on my top 10 for sure. And like you said, those sounds. Oh, every time I think Resident Evil 4, obviously the merchant.
Yeah.
Makes the top of your list. Yes. What are you selling? And then the guys in the castle just go ahead.
I love the dancing. It's so creepy.
I love them.
The what do they call it? The regenerators in the island at the very end of the game. Those that was a terrifying sound to me. So that always got me.
Yeah.
Those guys that were practically just invulnerable, where they just grow back and shut off.
They just regenerate. Yeah.
Was that was a good horror element of that game to prove that it was actually still kind of scary. That Resident Evil 5 just couldn't pick up on.
Resident Evil 5 and 6 weren't meant to be scary at all.
No.
There was no survival horror there. It was just an action. I don't know. I wouldn't even call it horror. Just an action game. Felt very Call of Duty almost. Third person Call of Duty with zombies or monsters more like it because it wasn't really zombies.
Mitch is saying he's not done with the village yet, but applaud the fact that Capcom is branching out with the story in the series. I shot more than my share of T-virus infected zombies. And you're right. Yes, that is very true.
This could mean, I was thinking about this, could mean like a whole more of a universe style like Marvel and DC do, because now they're like at the end of that. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but there's, it's kind of doing its own thing. There's another character coming there. Like,
Corona in the can is saying, I hate to be that guy, but it's Frankenstein's monster. And
Sorry.
that is true.
Sorry.
Oh, man. I said, hey, professor. And I was like, did I miss a comment here? I know. Video gaming with the professor. There we go. Hey, how are you?
What's happening?
Doing? Yeah. Oh, my dog just fell in the water off the kayak. He swam back to me. Well, that's good.
Well, there you go.
Okay, I got behind on the thing again. It's fine.
Yeah, Mikey's in.
Mikey's in. Hey, Retro Mikey. Resident Evil 2 will always be my favorite, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up there for me, too.
It's a really, really good game.
It is really good.
Okay. Should we move on to game number 2?
Game number 2.
All right. So this is, I was a huge Game Boy fan, and this is my favorite game. I don't think, I brought this up a couple times in my videos. Gargoyle's Quest.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys saw it. I don't have to. You guys know where it is. Awesome game. Awesome game. Kind of a combination RPG, action, a spin-off of the Ghosts and Goblins series.
Mm-hmm.
Just so amazing for the fact that it was a Game Boy game.
Yeah.
I never got tired of playing it. So
I haven't delved into Game Boy too much.
No, I never had one growing up. I only have a couple of Game Boy, but I have maybe a dozen Game Boy Advance games. But I play them all in my Retron 5.
Yeah.
That's how
one of my original ideas when I was kind of kicking around starting a YouTube channel is, the Game Boy is one of my favorite systems growing up. And it's the first system I started collecting for. So I have almost a complete Game Boy collection. So I had a weird idea that I wanted to review every Game Boy game that came out in the States.
How big is that library?
Long. I didn't. That's pretty daunting. So I
guess
that kind of fell on the wayside. But I still have all the games. And at some point, I would like to talk about more Game Boy games on my channel.
Yeah. How big is that library? Like how
bigger than you think? It's like 580 games ish. Someone might know to correct me, but it's in that range.
At least they're small, so they don't take
at least
a
they're
lot
small.
of...
So I mean, I have just a single tote holding all the cartridges. It looks like a lot of games, but at least it takes up a pretty small footprint in the house.
That's true. we had romanticized like an idea very like fleeting. It was a very fleeting idea to get all the Xbox games.
Yeah.
But they're up in like high 900s, I think, like nine.
Yeah, it's almost 1,000.
Almost 1,000.
Like, no.
And we've got about 300, and I'm just like, we have too many Xbox games. Like,
yeah, I can't have too many, but
but we do, because it's kind of taking over.
I have a Xbox section, and I've convinced myself now that like it's almost full. So if I add something that I want to try, then something has to leave, which means there are games that I have played and I'm like, oh, that's not that great. So there are lots of stuff that can leave.
Yeah, if you're trying to kind of display everything and kind of keep it looking somewhat clean and organized, there's gotta be some tough choices that you have to just kind of regularly make.
Well, that's just it.
Preserve that space. And then so I have boxes and boxes of games that I don't think are very good, but I don't want to get rid of. So
yeah,
I don't want them cluttering up the main collection.
Space, exactly. It's hard to decide.
It's tough to get rid of games.
It is. Yeah. It's like having, like, we've got close to 1,200 physical games, and it's like picking your least favorite child and saying, you live in the attic. You don't have any of those,
Jen. What are you talking about? No least favorite child.
Well, we've got a least favorite and a most favorite because he's an only. So depending on,
he can be both in the same day.
He can be both in the same day because he's almost 14. So he's like.
Well, this isn't one of my games that I brought in to talk about, but I did bring in my complete Xbox collection since I know you guys like Xbox. This is the only Xbox game I have.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Specifically track this down. I didn't go on eBay, but I was kind of had my eye out on it for probably about a year. I was looking for it.
Yeah.
I found my copy in town, but I don't know if I've seen another one.
No, I don't know what would be my favorite on that. I still have to try more.
You haven't played enough Xbox.
No, I haven't played enough, but I have to play some more. I really want to play Obscure because I love survival horror, and I'm like, ooh, that one's staring me in the face all the time.
Did you play through that one? That last boss was a bugger. Holy jumpins.
I think I got to the first boss and I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back to this later. And that was about a year ago. So I'll be back anytime, I guess.
The last boss, I had to actually go on YouTube and find out what in the hell am I doing wrong? Because I was just getting obliterated there at one point. It's like I love a certain weapon
and games that play like it. So
yeah,
I figured I'd love it, but
I really liked it. It's
yeah. I know you had some trouble.
It's a short
with that
game
last
too.
boss.
It might be only 5-6 hours, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's also my only Xbox game. So it becomes a choice of, do I bring the Xbox out from the closet and it takes up twice as much space as my other console?
That's
just
true.
to play this one game. I'll leave that for a good day.
Do you have any of the modern Xboxes?
I don't. When we mentioned Resident Evil 5, I based my decision on what console to get that year on what was going to get Resident Evil 5 first. And it just so happened they went to the 360 first. So that's when I got a 360.
Yeah.
So I got into the Gears of War series, which I thought was much, much better than Resident Evil 5. And it was kind of...
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like Resident Evil 4 influenced Gears of War. And then Gears of War influenced Resident Evil 5, it seems like. So it just didn't do it.
You haven't played much Gears.
Though. No, I haven't played much. No. There's so many games I haven't played much.
That Panzer Dragoon game, I think, is fully backwards compatible, so you can play it on the 360 or all the way up to your Xbox Series X.
So.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. We get Alex's own. And we're like, go to your room and play that. Yeah, he bought himself a game actually today.
Yeah, Modern. No, was it?
Yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's one of the newest ones that came out, but it might not be. I think it might have just been the title. Might have been just Modern Warfare. I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, he has Cold War, and he played through that.
Yeah.
But I'm behind on the chat again. But some people were talking about Game Boy, and Samantha said that Pokemon was a big staple game on the Game Boy for her. Oh, yeah. And Alpha Nerd said Game Boy was the Ford Temple of gaming LML.
Yeah, we all know what you think, Steve.
Oh, and then Omega Ace is saying a lot of gems on the Game Boy. Wario Land 2 is also a big one for me. The only one we
picked up a gem.
We did.
What do you got?
Kid Dracula.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Spoil it. She was gonna get up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, we haven't played it.
I played it enough to say that it works and everything.
To say that it works, but I bought it basically because I got that and the Game Boy, the Pokemon edition.
Pikachu on the side
right
there.
The original Game Boy with like the various Pokemon on the screen, or the Pikachu of the clamshell.
No.
You like all my hand motions I'm doing with that?
Yeah.
No, which version of the Game Boy? So
I can show you.
It's like a silver one with I think it has Pikachu on the screen there in the corner or something.
Yeah, the Pokemon version of the Game Boy Color. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out here in a second.
Yeah.
That one is very collectible, isn't it?
Yes.
That was a kind of a grail system.
But you know what? Like all of them, it was missing the back cover, so I had to get a third-party back cover, and it doesn't quite match. Like in some lighting, you're like, "Oh, wow, look at that!" And then another lighting, you're like but at least it's a back cover. I don't know how people lose them.
So you picked up
that in there, so I don't.
Yeah,
like put it back
in.
She picked up that and Kid Dracula for what?
I think it was 120.
That's a pretty good price.
Yeah, because Kid Dracula goes on eBay for around 180 Canadian.
Yeah.
So I was like,
It's been a while since I've been in the Game Boy market because I bought the game. It was when I was collecting it. It was not a system anyone was collecting for. So there was maybe
that's the best time to get
maybe 20 kind of hot games. I probably got Kid Dracula for I want to say maybe $20. Maybe.
That's friggin' awesome. That's awesome.
And what kills me though is I probably have about 15 games left to get, and these are the games that are obviously the really, really, really expensive ones, usually made by Taito. And so there's one Taito game called something Night Tale. Someone in the chat might know. It's a Taito game, and they make all their rare games that end up being the Grail games. And what kills me is that I hesitated buying it at the time because it was like $30. It was like $30. Come on.
Yeah.
Who's got that kind of money to spend on games? And every time I went back for it, it was more and more and more.
More and more.
Shit. And now I even want to see what it's worth now. What people are trying to sell.
I think we all have those stories, though. We all have that game that you're like,
that's my,
and then it just gets out of reach.
My Outrun 2006 on Xbox just kept going and going and going. I'm like, what in the hell? It was $40 there, but a year and a half ago.
It just irritating that I just was too much of a stubborn ass to just pull the trigger on it then. But I was.
So you have,
Yeah, it just at the time $30 was a lot, even for me being a collector to spend on games. So, or at least the Game Boy games that I was. I mean, when you're anticipating buying a lot of them, you want to make each one as cheap as possible. So
exactly,
try to get it for usually cents would be great, which is kind of what I was mainly going for. So,
the Thumb Brothers is saying. Oh, I got a little bit of feedback there. I don't know if you guys are hearing it.
I can hear it in my ear. I got a little echo.
Okay. Actually, a Game Boy Mini would be awesome, similar like with the NES and the NES Mini.
I was kind of hoping they were going to do something like that.
Console-ize it or handheld?
I think everyone was kind of rubbing their hands and just kind of hoping that they would do something similar to the Switch, where it would be either as a standalone handheld console or something you can actually dock to the TV. I think everyone just kind of assumed that they were going to do that, but then we also assumed that they were going to do a N64 Mini, which they never did. So
Samantha saying Paper Mario Thousand Year Door for $50, and I thought it was too much. And then I saw another comment here. I lost it. Here we go. I'm so old, I remember pausing the final boss on Perfect Dark, driving to Walmart to thumb through a strategy guide, then driving back to the department to finish the game. Yeah. I still want to do that sometimes with some things. I'm like, can I just leave the power on or can I pause it? Because I can't do this right now. And
well, back then you didn't have the internet.
No, exactly.
You couldn't look it up.
No. Bloody Roar Extreme is a lot of fun on the OG Xbox.
That's you know what? I am almost done like all the heavy hitters that I want to get for the Xbox.
Yeah.
I think there's only 3 left that I really want to get that are expensive, and that's one of them. So. And
I can't. I was doing so well earlier. The only physical Xbox game I own is Rare Replay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have it.
I don't know if we have it either.
What is that?
Rare Replay. I think it's a collection of games, isn't it?
I think it is.
The Rare ensemble of games.
That's what I thought it was too. The Rareware. So yeah.
I think I might be wrong.
My Xbox One library revolves around Rare as well. Rare Replay and the Killer Instinct series pretty much sums it up for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I think then we should go to game number 3.
Okay.
Oh God.
So along with Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube, the other game that kind of reinvigorated my love for video games was Metroid Prime.
Nice.
Even though I had kind of fallen out of games, I still followed them. So I do remember the rise and the build up to the GameCube, reading all the exposés and stuff on IGN.com and seeing the promotional shots for Metroid Prime, and also being how are they going to make Metroid a first-person game? I don't see that's going to work. And then I played it, and it was
it's
such
good.
an amazing game.
I have to play
yes.
I have to play it, and I do. It stares me at the face because it's on the wall.
Yeah, right. The same one I have.
Yeah, exactly. And I see it all the time because that wall is our most prominent wall in our game room. And I look at the games over there and I'm like, maybe. I come down here and I can't figure out what to play, but that's on the list.
Now,
you just have to pull the trigger.
My favorite Metroid is still Super Metroid. And do you think they're going to announce a new Metroid game here at E3 or anything?
That's the rumbling that we've been hearing. Now, when they say a new Metroid, does that mean they're going to... is it actually going to be a new Metroid, or is it going to be Metroid Prime 4 that they've been talking about? So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Actually, I think that the buzz is it's going to be a new 2D Metroid.
That would be fantastic.
I don't know if that's
too, but
yeah.
I don't know. Is there an anniversary coming up on that sometime soon? Something a significant number.
I mean, that seems to happen a lot too.
Well, when did the Wii? Because didn't the Wii collection come out on Metroid's 25th anniversary?
I don't remember.
I'm not sure either.
It seems like something they would have done for that. So I don't know. That's a good question. They should be doing something for all these major series on their anniversaries, but they don't always do it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Especially with Metroid. I think Metroid really is the redheaded stepchild of the Nintendo franchises.
A little bit, yeah.
Mario and Zelda get most of the love.
They get so much praise, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's their cup of tea.
Alphanerd is saying it's one of my favorite games of all time.
Like Dennis,
50, 100%.
Dennis hasn't played a Metroid game. I don't know if he's still on here, but I don't think he's played a Metroid at all.
Bearded Viking Gamer, yes. Metroid is the shit. Yeah.
Now, the first time I played Super Metroid, I played it on the Mini. And then I got a physical copy, and then I played it on the old CRT TV, and it's like a different game. It's like the sound and everything. It just looks better.
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
I know they got to change stuff to get it on the modern screens, but even the sound, everything just was better. It was like, I looked at her, I was like, it's almost like a different game.
Yeah.
So.
Sky Blue Rob 88 is saying, which version do you prefer, Metroid Prime on GameCube or Wii with motion controls?
Metroid is one of the other games I feel really benefited from the Wii motion controls.
Really?
I didn't love Metroid Prime 3 that much, but it was awesome when they redid Metroid Prime 1 and 2 with the motion controls. I still think that Metroid Prime with the GameCube controller is still just perfectly playable. In fact, the lock on seems a little easier when you have actual triggers. But yeah, I think it's I want to say it's better with the Wii controls.
See, I haven't played it on the Wii at all.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I own it on the Wii, do I? I might.
I don't know.
Well, I know that
freaking games.
I know that the Metroid Prime collection on the Wii is another one of those kind of collectible ones, ergo more expensive.
Yeah.
It was one of those immediate purchases, so it never got a chance to fall down in price or go out of stock for me.
Okay.
Yeah. We're getting a couple comments here on, they'd love Metroid Federation Forces 2 for E3. I'll take a new 2D Metroid for sure.
Yeah, I'd be ecstatic with a new 2D Metroid. But
I've seen a couple more there too. Omega Ace Gaming, do you guys remember the bonus disc that came with some GameCube games? A few of them would unlock items on Game Boy Advance games via the link cable.
Oh, I only got mine later on in life. So
yeah.
Now, do you know what he's talking about?
Well, this has a bonus disc, so
yeah,
I don't know if
have that bonus disc.
Oh, and by the way, I meant to actually talk about this earlier. I also like to keep the receipts when I the clamshell, so I always know that I bought this for $11 in 2013.
That's awesome, man. Isn't that awesome? I love looking at that stuff.
Yeah.
Back and because I'll have a huge backlog. I won't get to a game for a couple of years. Or
yeah,
like we did is
that was 8 years ago, and I still had that receipt in there. So.
It's nice though. Like we'll totally keep every last single receipt in, or if it has a sticker on the front and we can stick it in.
What will be crazy is for Alex or Alex's kids to go and look. Maybe some of these games will be just
my god!
Holy shit, they're expensive, and you only paid what, $5? It's crazy.
What's really fun is when you find those again collectible games.
Yeah,
you put that receipt in there. Like I picked up the Fire Emblem Game Boy game or GameCube game.
GameCube game, really?
Holy shit!
Path to Radiance. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Is it? I don't know.
Oh my god! I know
it's
ridiculous.
That happened in our city last summer. Somebody went to a yard sale and picked up like a half a dozen expensive, rare GameCube games, and that was one of them. And I feel like he paid like nothing for them. Like, was it $5 or $10 a game or something? There, we were all like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
It was at a brick and mortar store, and this was like one of their premium games. So it was $35, but I was like, that's still quite a bit less than what I would be paying on eBay. So I think I want to say it might be an $80 game. Actually, I haven't even checked since the COVID prices went up.
Oh no, you'd be scared. You'd be scared of the new price.
Complete in box Path of Radiance on the GameCube is almost $340.
Are you just...
Yeah. Right? Score all the way. That's Canadian. That's Canadian.
So like 25 cents here in the US.
Yeah. Almost 280. Like just 22 cents shy of 280. But that's
doesn't it sound better though in Canadian dollars?
It does. Thank you for that. I like
does
that.
if you already have it. It doesn't if you have to buy it.
Yes.
Then you want to put everything in US dollars.
But I mean, that's still a fun receipt to have in the little clamshell.
It is.
So I can.
Like I'll never have that
my ego every now and then.
No,
I'll never have that game. That's out of my reach. I've never played it.
Yeah.
I won't be getting a physical copy of it.
Well,
like, if a friend of mine has it, I can rip it to my modded Wii and I can play it that way.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys have found in the past month, is that how long the trade war has been going on?
Yes.
We're just
deals are still out there. You still find stuff, so you can't say never. There's always a chance.
I'm telling you what, right now though, it is. That landscape is changing. I don't know if it's gotten everybody there, but you wouldn't believe how far we drove and traveled for it to try to find stuff. And all the thrift stores up here know what they got.
Oh yeah,
they're all in glass cases.
Not just that. every seller on Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji. I know that's like your Macari. They know what they got too.
It's so easy. You got a phone? Look it up.
I do stumble across the odd one, but
the odd
you
soccer mom that doesn't know what she has and just posts it, but you got to be on it, as soon as they post it.
Yeah.
And we did get a Super Nintendo lot today.
Yeah.
For a decent price.
Did you?
For a decent price. And I got a board game today. I got Atmosphere. The Harbingers. Video board game. It's Nightmare and Atmosphere. I'm like right into that. It's awesome. And it would regularly go for 50 or 60 online, and I got it for $4. So I was pretty excited about that. It was the only one I was missing.
Yep.
So I was pretty happy. But yeah, we missed a lot today of Wii U and Wii for $100. It had some good games with it.
There was
for the whole
stack of Wii U games.
Yeah. So I was like, oh.
And the Wii U was another one that I kind of wish I saw coming. I know. I liked some of those franchises, so I bought a Wii. I bought it for Pikmin 3. I bought a Wii U.
Yeah.
I bought it for Pikmin 3. I wish that I'd thought to keep on buying games for it when no one else was buying those games.
Yeah. I know.
Because now there's like a list of games. There's still games that have not been ported to the Switch yet.
Yep.
That would be just nice to have in your collection. And
now
it's those goodbye. So
when I think of the Wii U, I think of the first game I played on the Wii U, which was Shovel Knight. Have you played Shovel Knight?
I have Shovel Knight on the Wii U, and that
is awesome
game.
Oh,
awesome game.
I also love that every time I put it on, because I still play it every now and then, I still get the bonus, the new content. So last time I booted up, I got because I already had the Plague of Shadows. Is that what the Plague Knight?
I haven't put it in like a year at least.
You played all the way through it?
Almost.
Have you played the other campaigns that they've been doing for the other nights? No. So after you beat a Shovel Knight, then you could start playing a similar campaign, kind of following the path of one of the other knights. Plague Knight was the first one, and it's an entirely new story. Awesome. But in the place of, like, say you're playing as Plague Knight, and then you end up, because you're following the same map and all that. When you end up on Plague Knight stage, you're let know that there's an intruder that has broken into your castle, and then Shovel Knight is the boss, whereas Plague Knight was the boss in that stage. So they are up to Plague Knight, and then what is the Spectre Knight? That's the guy.
I think
so is that all
then Gold
add-ons? What was it?
Golden Knight?
I don't remember.
The first one you fought, the Gold Knight who was in the castle, who
I don't remember the names.
Okay.
Bad with the names.
I think that's what they're up to, and it's free. At least for me, it was free additional content that just got automatically downloaded to the game. So next time you go to the Wii, maybe that'll happen. I don't know.
Nice.
I might boot that up tomorrow.
Mitch R said if they announce the Metroid Prime 4 as a Switch Pro exclusive, I'm a riot. Because I had read a comment earlier he had put up, and I just didn't read it on the screen. But he said he went out and bought a Switch, hoping for a new one, and I hope they don't make it.
Man,
I would assume that they would. They would go Switch and Switch Pro. I would assume, and I would hope.
No.
Nintendo does some stuff sometimes. I can't see them doing that, though.
No.
I don't know. I know.
Anything's possible.
PlayStation 5 games, PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
They're going to say, well, the old version doesn't have enough power to run it. So.
Yeah, they could say that. Nintendo has to deliver on E3. Switch has been fun, but it needs some more of its iconic IP.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure. And they have started more on that, but I think they need to expand further for sure. Yeah. For sure. Do you guys think it's going to be, I think it's all most in the books there. It's going to be Switch Pro, because we had heard Super Nintendo Switch.
A while ago, when the rumors first started coming out, people were referring to it as the Super Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch.
I think it's the Pro, and it makes more sense to go with that title.
Yeah, I think so. It just sounds, I don't know,
more professional.
Professional. Yeah. Gernaldino is saying, I love it when you buy a pre-owned game and the previous owner has left a receipt in there and you can see what they bought it for. We've had
I have a
that
couple consoles like that where
nice.
the KB Toys receipt is still in there. It's like $59.99. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Patty the Collector. Seriously? I found Godzilla for PS4 in a bundle, $60 Canadian for everything. Shit.
Wow.
That is amazing.
That's one of those rare ones.
Yeah. We have another rare one from Gavin. I bought a box of GameCube games at a garage sale for $50, and there was really good titles in there, and it was the mom selling them because her son was too lazy to come out and sell them.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Soccer moms.
Yeah.
They're the best.
He was probably pissed. He probably was pissed.
Yeah.
Well, that was his fault, though.
Yeah, that's true. Tried to tell you to come out and sell your games. You didn't want them anymore. So, Alex is updating us. This is Alex.
That's a question mark. I don't know if he's
we
asking.
still. Oh, I thought he was saying we still win in the trade.
No.
I have no idea, Alex. We haven't checked, but we've been playing Pirates. You know that. Shovel Knight, a wonderful. Oh wait, look, there we go. Shovel Knight, a wonderful combo of Mega Man games and Mario 3.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and Sky Blue Spring has it on the Wii U as well. And King Knight includes an in-game tabletop game called Jostus? Jostus?
I'm going to assume it's Joustus, like Joust?
Yeah.
Probably.
Because I also liked the amiibos. Do you guys collect amiibos?
No, I don't.
Talk about that.
I don't have them.
It's great shelf candy.
Yes, it is great shelf candy.
I got the pack of the amiibos for the 3 nights they have out. So that would be King Knight, Plague Knight, and Spectre Knight. And also the original Shovel Knight one, I think came with the Wii U version I bought, but I could be wrong on that one.
Yeah, Scott's got too many toys and shelf candy as it is. He's got a toy room.
Too many toys.
I know.
I know those words, but that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Do you know what? I say that, and then we got up this morning, and the first thing I did was check Kijiji, because that's like Kijiji and Marketplace first thing on a Saturday is when you're going to get your best deals.
Yeah.
And there was a yard sale in Riverview that said vintage toys, and I was like,
it's the biggest lie ever.
Yeah.
Was it like
it's vintage, like 2010
toys?
Yeah. And then they had what was it? N64.
Oh, they had an N64 with 5
nothing games.
Yeah, 5 games that were like, it wouldn't cost you $10 a game.
I don't even know if it had the expansion.
No, they didn't. And they wanted $175 at a yard sale.
At a yard sale.
This is what we're dealing with up here. Like, Trade Wars was tough for us.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Some people think awfully high themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Nightbeard Viking Gamers got to get the kids fed. They'll riot if you don't feed them. They really
man.
He's got not a newborn, but a couple months old. I think he just had a baby.
Oh,
I think
wow!
I might be getting them mixed up with another channel, but.
Gonna head out to study. This was a lot of fun. I followed you guys and hit the bell. MrMatthews is a gem of a channel.
Oh,
damn straight.
Awesome.
I'm so happy I found MrMatthews' channel, subbed almost immediately. Modane.
Thank you.
Awesome.
That's awesome, Modane. All right. Should we move on to the next game?
Sure. So let's
we'll do one other game, and then I'll have to get a refill.
Yeah.
What number are we on? 5?
I don't know.
This is 5 because this is. I was waiting for the halfway point to get my second beer. So okay.
Well, that's
good. If we want to go fill up now, I'll go fill up now.
Well, let's do this because I want the official halfway point. So
okay.
I'll fill it out. You can do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. So. So this is a stand-in for the real game. It's Castlevania because on the other side of all those games I just showed you, the GameCube and Resident Evil 4. The other side of that was me deciding, you know what? I'm a grown-up now. I don't need any of these old kid toys anymore. And I sold my entire PlayStation game collection to EB Games.
And for nothing.
For nothing. And the thing is, I have impeccable taste in games now, and I had impeccable taste in games then. So we're talking games like Mega Man Legends, Mega Man Legends 2, The Adventures of Tron Bonne, and the one that kills me the most to this day is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So this is a trash game, but it just meant to represent the game that I don't have in my collection.
The franchise.
To repurchase.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Because I got it for him for Father's Day last year.
Last year. Was the last Father's Day?
Yes, because I was like,
I wonder when I'm going to get this Father's Day.
Shut up. Your birthday was expensive, and I just bought you 2 games on Amazon. You're welcome. 3 games.
What? I don't know.
3 games, and I bought myself a game. We don't even have a VR yet, and I bought myself Walking Dead's Sinners and Saints because I have to have it.
So, Scott Earmuffs, now how much did you pay for Symphony of the Night? Because I just know
he already knows.
She paid for it.
He already knows. That's why. Well, that's why he said
$50.
Earmuffs for you, $150.
Yeah. See, Canadian. That's not as expensive as the other, like Misadventures of Tron Bonne. I'll never see that again. That's
I know.
Mega Man Legends.
Symphony of the Night is still low enough that if I want to really splurge, I could get it.
You could get
it. So many other ways to play Symphony of the Night now, and I'm not gonna. It's too much of a hassle to actually break out my original PlayStation just for that. So it's just a nice memory now.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was saying, I have to find a better appreciation of retro games, because if you give me the option any day of the week, I'm going to play a more modern game. Mm-hmm. But I got into gaming late. That is one of those games that I love.
Yeah, we had a couple of Jen last year. I don't know if you know, but
awesome.
Jen getting into this had basically a series on the channel that was her gamer education, and then she would ask channels like, say, you to recommend 3 games, and she would do this every month, and then she would pick one of those games to play through that
if not
month.
all of them.
Sometimes she did all of them. It depended on how long the game was. And somebody had recommended Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yeah,
actually 2 channels did.
And so I felt like I had to.
Now that would be, I would be confident to say that might be in your top 10.
That's in my top 10, absolutely.
Such a good game.
It's timeless.
Still holds up.
And I played Super Metroid a little bit back in the day.
Yeah.
So I was kind of vaguely aware that Symphony of the Night was basically Castlevania's version of Super Metroid. But I mainly associate that style gameplay with Castlevania. So I know Super Metroid has an ardent following. I think Symphony of the Night is better. To me.
Yeah,
well, me too. After that, I think it would be Bloodlines. I really like that on the Genesis.
It's a really good one. Well, we can go talk about Castlevania games forever, but I think Bloodlines is a better game than Castlevania 4. So
I do, but it definitely looks a hell of a lot better, I find.
I
thought the Bloodlines played a lot more like I'm comparing Bloodlines to Castlevania 4 now, so I thought Bloodlines played more like a traditional Castlevania game, and Symphony of the Night or the Super Castlevania was more of a experiment that kind of just went nowhere, I thought.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Do you know what? The more games you bring out, his game tastes are so much like Phil's.
Oh yeah.
Our buddy Phil, like you guys, he loves Mega Man
Phil, there was one of the first people we had on here that Get to Know Gamer. We had him in here in the game room, and we told him the same thing: bring 10 games, and I think he brought like 60.
The table was covered.
Yeah,
the table was covered, and it's a big table.
Yeah,
but every game you bring out, I'm like, Phil would love that game.
Well,
he was on a couple of them, but he might be working this time around.
Okay, it's time.
It's time.
Are you gonna man up?
I'm gonna man up and give me beer. Yes.
Beer.
Dealer's choice. You decide.
Oh.
Guys, beer up while we're beering up. If you want a beer, or water up, or pop up, or wine up, whatever you want. Dennis said, Mr. Matthews, talk about Last of Us so I can go to bed. Maybe it's not on it.
Last of Us sucks. I hate that game. No, was I loved that game. That is my favorite game on the PS3.
Yes, it's
by phenomenal. A damn sight. That
Have you played the second
I know
one?
you could gush about it too. I haven't played the second one. The controversy around the second one kind of made me a little nervous, and I've read between the lines of some of the things you've talked about, and decided that's probably something I can live with the game, so I can give it a shot.
Yeah,
but going back to the first one, the gameplay was addictive. I love the such a visceral, I guess is the main word I can describe the action with. You just felt every punch, and it just got you going. And
if you like that about the first one, and if you like that one about the first one, and you like the gameplay, it carries on to the second one. The second one is just as good, but a little more polished. It's a little bit more polished too, but that's what lost people. That's why there was so much hate around it, and I'm like, there's got to be progression in a game. Just like if you want it to feel like you're playing something real as that can be, there needs to be consequences to your past actions. People also age and aren't going to be as strong as they used to be. So it has to happen. Things like that have to happen.
I've never seen a game have so much hate.
Yeah.
Well, hate is
unjustified at first, and I feel like it's really died down. Because a lot of people, they jumped on the bandwagon, especially on YouTube, because at that time everybody was COVID and this and that, and anything that was complaining basically on YouTube, like shitting on a game or whatever, everybody jumped on and got a ton of views, and so then there was like 1,000 videos of why Last of Us 2 sucked.
Yeah.
So there are people that hate it, and there are people. After I played the game, I went and watched a bunch of videos, and then I was like, reviews and everything. And I looked at Jen, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this person never played it. I feel like they watched some of it on YouTube and took opinions from other content creators and just made a video for the clicks.
Exactly.
Get the clickbait.
I mean, some people are going to do that, and you can't do anything about it, and that's something you have to sit with. Like, it's.
And we got a friend that didn't like it at all. That's just
that's fine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's lots of games I don't like.
Yeah, and I mean, just because everyone else likes it doesn't mean you have to. So I think a lot of people feel like that category, like there's something wrong with them for not liking it. But the opposite of that is also true. Just because everyone doesn't like it or everyone says it sucks doesn't mean you won't like it. So that's why you should really just make up your own mind.
Yes, exactly. Everybody.
Just the point that more people are more apt just to. Well, this guy made a really compelling argument against it, so that's my opinion too. Is kind of
exactly. I think that happens a lot.
Yeah, I think. Like
Cyberpunk should be patched by 2077.
I think you can get away with not liking TV shows or not liking movies. There's only like the very popular one there, like Game of Thrones or something like that. You mean you don't like that, something like that. But like when it comes to games, people are way more sensitive.
Oh yeah,
you get way more involved.
More involved in a game. Yeah. Watching a show is more passive. You're playing that game.
Exactly, because you actually are getting, whether you are realize it or not, you are getting sucked into that experience, and you are connected on a different level than just you said, passively watching a TV show.
Exactly. I gotta pee.
Well,
I'm sorry, guys.
You're going before me. That's great.
I know. I'm shocked as you are.
Glad to know that's allowed though, because I might have to at some point too.
Oh, I always go probably 2 or 3 times. Now, at what point are we going to start talking Mega Man games? I know they're coming out.
There might be some Mega Man games coming up. Because I think it's I haven't really kept that good of a secret that Mega Man is a series I am quite fond of. So,
See, my friend Phil is a huge Mega Man fan, and I think his YouTube name is like Mega Bomb something there.
Yeah.
So I know he's not in the chat. He's probably working tonight.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you guys like a lot of the same games. Like
we were talking off backstage about the MrMatthews name. So I was
yes,
saying that the name came first before I started doing the channel, and so I had a bunch of different ideas. I just kind of cycled through, but the one I landed on was I'll just focus my channel on Mega Man. So it just so happened that the MrMatthews also lent itself very well to the Dr. Wily style logo.
That's true. I never thought of that.
I just kept it. It was kind of a cute joke that I was really only for myself at the time. So.
See, I kind of like that about your channel, that there's a lot of like subtle jokes, and I don't know if this would insult you, but like dry humor, which is you either like it or you don't, and I like it.
I've heard that before, that I have a very dry sense of humor.
I love it,
but in the best way. I mean, that
actually, I could
in the best way.
On your the spotlight on your Xbox, I was kind of glad you actually kind of highlighted my favorite joke from that.
I know what you're gonna say, and
you got it.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, I guess we can move on to the next game. If you need to catch up with the chat or something,
do you know what I when you edit a video, you watch it. You can watch one sequence like 10 times, and I loved it when I was like, oh, you have to play your games. What are you going to do? Read? Like, I have said that so many times to myself.
When you were a kid, you didn't get many games. And
I feel tacky laughing at my own joke, but
It's awesome. Yeah. I said that out loud to Scott today. I'm like, what are you going to do? Read? Like, I just couldn't help it. It got stuck in my head, and I laughed and laughed and laughed.
And my wife is a huge reader, too, so...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you did see the Xbox, because you just said that Xbox video where we highlight you there, and we don't normally. Well, now we don't.
He saw it. I saw his comment, and then I get behind on the comment.
At first, we were letting people know, and now we don't. Now I don't. I just
I let him know.
Yeah, because you were coming on the show, right? So
yeah, because now honestly. Because you let me know a couple of times, Jen, that I'm going to spotlight your channel on the Xbox.
Yeah.
I started kind of looking through something called Xbox on your channel, looking for another example of what you were talking about. Yeah. So I don't know if I would have clicked on that right away if you hadn't told me that you're going to do it. So
that's the thing. We kind of do it like.
Well, sometimes tell people, and then sometimes we're like,
yeah.
Well, we didn't let them know in advance we were doing it.
I'm not looking for like any praise the other way. We're like, you know how difficult it is, because we all start off.
Oh my God.
Like we're only at 2,500, and that's still a very small channel. Yeah. But it's so hard to hit that 1,000.
It is.
So, and we had people along the way when we were small channels shouting us out, and Retro Mikey did it, and he didn't say anything to us. Somebody contacted us and said, "Hey, Retro Mikey shouted you guys out," and we're like, who's that? And we had to go check. So I'm not looking for praise, and I don't look for other subs to come our way, but we're just kind of like, hey, he's got a good channel, go check him out, and then like let people, if they like him, they like him. If they don't, they don't, because it's very difficult to find a channel in the ocean of YouTube. I swear to God, it's crazy.
It's also very difficult to be a channel in the ocean of YouTube, and it's so cool that you guys do that. There was one of the first shout outs I got was from CM Retro, who's big in this game community. Yeah, and, I knew of him. I'd watched some of his videos. He's commented on some of my videos, and I probably would never have seen that video, but then YouTube recommended it to me.
Oh, nice!
So it was like kind of surrounded. Top 5 channels to watch. All right, let's see. Who's that guy? It's so weird to see your own name talked about. And honestly, through his video, I became friends with all the other. In the same video, he called out Phil Twerpin and Back in the Day Gamer, Geeks with Cash.
I know Back in the Day Gamer.
So I'm hoping that someday you get Tony on, because I think everyone would love to see.
Is that the guy with all the
that got the box of games, and he's like,
Mary Kate and Ashley games. I laughed my butt off there on that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I was like, I had to contact it, or I had to comment, and I'm like, did they really send you that? He was like, I kind of on the download knew that, and so we set it up, but you would never have known. Yeah. You would never have known, and it was hilarious.
Like, he's so funny.
He's awesome.
We kind of had our little break there when Retro Wolf 88 nominated us as YouTuber of the month on Gaming Off the Grid's, YouTuber of the month. And we asked him, how'd you find us? He just, I can't remember what he said. He just generic search there, whatever it was, and he popped in there.
And I think he was looking for a channel not from the US.
Yes. And I don't know how. Because I don't know, we don't really promote it. I don't have like maple leafs all over my back wall here.
We do say we're from Canada.
Maybe we just sound like we're from Canada.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But when we were talking about being able to be found in the ocean of YouTube, I always think of it as like a rolling stone gathering moss. We're not the stone, but the stone at some point gathered enough moss that we latched onto a piece of moss and we rolled along. So we're just trying to roll along and get other people on that piece of stone and be a part of the moss and the stone. But you don't find everybody. I know there's great channels out there right now I have never heard of.
Unless you specifically search and they have a video with that kind of content that you're searching, you might never see. And then how often for a small channel, like you search something and then you get the ones, I think, mostly with the most amount of views at the top of your search.
Yeah, and
how often do you work your way down? Too. Yeah,
exactly.
But I kind of feel like YouTube has done, I don't know if they changed the algorithm, but I'm getting more smaller channels recommended to me now.
Oh, nice.
Which has been really cool. I think I've actually made a couple of new friends with the subs that I've had just from they must have been leaked to other channels I was watching. So that's the only reason I recommend think of why YouTube would have just dropped them on my my recommended
on your doorstep.
I appreciate it. And every now and then I just kind of have seen like a surge of subscribers. So I feel like maybe sometimes they do that for me too, which is cool.
Yeah.
So
Mitch R saying, I'm very grateful to Gaming Off the Grid for hipping me to you guys and thankful for you guys doing these live streams. I found so many channels I love now via the series, and that's why we do it. We've had Gaming Off the Grid
we've made a lot of friends. I consider friends that we've never met there, like that we constantly talk to, through YouTube community there, and there's like people that we want to meet now.
Oh my God. If I had unlimited cash and COVID would take a flying fuck, I would be like going everywhere. I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, as much as people are like, you're in a war with Pac-Man, I'm like, he would be one of the first guys I'd want to go hang out
he's
with.
on the other side because you're on the
I know.
I don't know if people realize, but we contacted we know Pac-Man. Like we met through Gaming Off the Grid there and all that.
And we were even watching him before that.
Well, I've been watching him before, maybe even before we had a channel.
Yeah.
And so we're talking, we're both like, oh, well, we'd like to do some kind of collaboration. And she came up with the idea of a trade war. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go into it like a trade war and let's see who can win this thing.
Exactly.
And let's get people pumped up.
It has to be fun.
It has to be fun, but I think there are viewers that don't realize that, this is just fun. And we know each other. We never met each other, but we know.
I think I was watching Andy first. And I've actually talked to you because I just assume that anytime I'm talking to retro rivals in the chat, I'm probably talking to you, Jen. So we bumped into each other a few times on Pac-Man Cases streams. Yeah. When he was one of the smaller ones that YouTube recommended to me, but probably because I'm guessing this must have been after John Riggs made give him a shout out. I'm assuming
maybe.
So he was. I want to say, with my romantic memory kind of casting back, I originally thought I was much closer to his first 50, but I think I was probably maybe sub.
Oh, nice.
He had I want to say maybe 12 videos out at the time.
Oh wow.
And I have sat in on a bunch of his live streams every Friday night, which he's been too busy to do apparently.
I know, but you know what?
Those are too late for us, you know.
Yeah,
we're in bed when he's live streaming on Friday.
But you know what? Sometimes doing those streams kills your algorithm a bit. And I think when he went back to work, because I thought about it, he was having a bit of a lull, a YouTube lull. But he was doing a lot more streaming and less videos, and YouTube hates that shit. They
well,
won't
that's what
you.
we hear, and I have a channel that I watch, like, because I'm Canadian, I watch hockey YouTube channels too, right? Yeah. And I had one guy that said that May, because he was doing a lot of what they'll do is they'll have the hockey game. You can't see the hockey game, but it's like watching, you know, the game with your buddy in the same room kind of thing. He's reacting, you be watching at home, like, so he streams like that.
Yeah,
he gets to talk and all that. And he had said in it, like, it just absolutely killed his algorithm, like his stats. And May was the lowest paying month in the entire year, from May to May. Like, it was so bad, he has to not do that anymore for a while, at least.
Yeah. Because I remember Andy is very positive and very charismatic and stuff, but you could tell he was frustrated about what was going on, and I didn't want to say. Yeah. First of all, we're not that tight, so I'm not the kind of friend that could kind of nudge him on the shoulder and say that kind of stuff. But I thought to myself, well, is it maybe because you've been live streaming every week? Because I've heard that just destroys.
Yeah,
I've heard it before, but I didn't realize it until this month, because we were so swamped trying to get through the trade. We're actually trying to compete because, he's got a much bigger advantage there. You know, he can walk into a what do you call it there, Value Village, and pick games up. We can't. We walk in our Value Village and it's a glass case, and they know exactly what the games are worth. They don't have that option, so we had to work. Like, I feel like we worked.
Yeah, so there was a week where I don't know that I put out a video, but we just had a live stream, and May has been a slower month for a lot of YouTubers, I'm hearing. And we crashed our own algorithm, and I'm like, there's not a lot I can do about it. Plus, I was working.
Average view on a video went from like 500 to 800 to like 300. It was like, what the hell happened here?
We'll get it back.
Which sucks, because it's great for the community. People love. That's mainly what I do now with my YouTube time, is hang out on people's live streams, because it's fun to talk to people, all the friends you made. And it's great. It's a great way to interact with your audience as a channel creator, but YouTube punishes you for that. You may get more subs from the people coming in, but
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not good for growth. I guess it depends on what you want your channel to be.
Yeah. Yes.
And some people only live stream, so it doesn't matter. They get their loyal audience, and of which I am a part on many channels, but they don't intend to make anything other than live stream videos. So it doesn't matter if YouTube recommends them.
Well, we like you just said, we enjoy talking to people, and that's why we do this. Retro Gamer Brando, hey everyone, is in the chat.
Hey, Retro.
We also have Chris James T85.
Oh, hey buddy.
And Dan Bunch of Numbers said, YouTube keeps wanting me to watch how to paint a hockey mask video for you guys.
I didn't recommend that one.
It's one of the ones, you know what, that was growing, and then it'll grow. It'll obviously grow during Halloween.
Yeah.
But then it'll grow randomly throughout the year, and I'm like, who's painting a Jason mask? Like, right now.
You know what? Actually, kind of, I was thinking about earlier, because I was telling you I was watching some of your other videos.
Yeah.
You guys have, what is? I didn't even look, but what is your average view count of, just say, any given recent video? Like,
recently, it had been anywhere over 500. Most times.
If we didn't hit a 500 view,
your older videos are still like 80. Yeah. I don't understand why people, if people like you, why don't they go back and watch your older stuff? I went all the way back. I'm not saying I'm greater, and this isn't a humble brag, but that's my first thought, is to, if I like a channel, I want to see everything they've done. I don't want to just see everything.
Oh yeah, like you watch some of our old videos and they're cringy.
There is some damn right friggin' like, what are you doing with your lighting? Why do you look green? Moments there for sure, because I thought I was more tech savvy than I was, because I do photography as a little bit of a side hobby, and I'm not amazing, but I do pretty good. But videography is a whole different beast. It's an entirely different beast, and I had to learn my camera, and that's the thing. And then we went full tilt. I was like, let's make a green screen. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Experiment with
and
everything.
And we did. It was like, it was experimentation. It was probably only the last 6 months that I really feel like we found our stride. We were like, wait, we know what we were doing now. And but before it was like, I'm going to talk very like this, and I just felt like I was trying to be use my proper voice, and you hear yourself differently on video. Then you know what I mean? You're like, holy shit, do I really sound like that? And it takes a while to get used to your own voice on a video. That
was my biggest hurdle, because I didn't, for the first year that I was doing proper, I guess, crafted videos, it was just voiceover and maybe my hands sometimes. So that was my biggest hurdle, was getting used to hearing my voice, which sounds, your own voice just sounds, no one actually hears their own voice for the first time and sounds, damn, I sound amazing.
It sounds
weird and alien to everyone.
It does.
So
you find it weird now, or you're like,
no, because now I'm used to I hear my voice in an entirely different way now. Now I hear it like, the microphones sound a lot better than it did before, or because I hear it in terms of that, because the audio is the main thing I worry about with any of the videos. Yes. I'm less concerned about how it looks. I can only do so much with the picture quality, but I just want it to sound okay, because I know that bad audio, bad voiceover,
that'll kill a video.
That'll kill a video. I know. I was listening to something, and it was mostly just voice. Everything in it, and then it was a compilation, and I got to one, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can watch the rest of this video. It was like a compilation of creators, and it was bad. It was bad. And when all you're working with is a voice, at that point I'm like, ugh, you gotta work on that. That's key. That's number one. I think that's number one always.
So I've gotten used to hearing my voice, just because I hear it from a different. I now look at it from a different angle, not as my own voice, but just like a part of the video now. If that makes sense.
No, it does.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because I listen. I don't edit. That's all Jen, but I'll hear it, and then if she's editing something where she goes, at it like 10 times, I'm like, just shut that fucker up. Jeez. God, he's an idiot. He's an idiot.
Sometimes
well, you got to do that so you can actually fine tune the. I know what she's doing. I use Premiere too, so.
Yeah. Oh, it's just. There's one part in a video.
She has to cut out so much of my stupidity to try to make me sound intelligent.
No, I have to cut out what we say.
Oh, really?
I have to cut out what we say so frequently, because I will agree with everything he says and just say exactly in every video. And I'm like, bitch, if you say exactly one more time, I am going to delete this entire video. So yeah, I say exactly a lot. I'm like, exactly at the end of to punctuate a statement.
Yes. So just on that note, and I'm not trying to plug my own stuff or anything.
No, plug away. This is
for you.
This is your get to know gamer.
Some of the more recent stuff I've been doing has been like Let's Plays, where I just play a game and I'm kind of talking. I said this a couple times during those Let's Plays. This isn't meant to actually be. I'm not trying to get a bunch of views with this. Literally, all I'm doing is practicing talking to the camera and trying to get more into it, because my other videos are very heavily scripted. I cannot go off script. I usually say it enough. Hopefully, that can kind of fluctuate a little bit, but I work better with the script. I'm not much of an ad libber.
I'm the exact opposite.
He's the exact opposite.
I cannot script it.
Well, Steve, my plan is to get more like that.
I don't think it's a good thing, because I sound like an idiot half the time.
Well,
I guess that's where I'm going with it, because I'm just kind of just starting to just say everything that came to my head, and as I'm editing, I'm like, yep, silence that, take out that take out. Oh, I didn't even say that. Leave that in.
It's challenging. Like if you're a scripted person to go off script, and it's challenging the other way too, because We couldn't. We
Couldn't script
We couldn't. We couldn't. We tried at the bar. We were like, Scott's like, I'd like to try to do some review videos, but not quite like you do them, because I'll script an entire review video, like start to
Oh yeah,
I'll have
she'll
11
memorize
pages.
lines and everything, and
You
I'm
know.
just too much of an idiot. I can't do that.
Yeah, but we tried with him. He was like,
I
I don't fucking know what I'm doing. It lasted like 30 minutes. He's like, I don't think I could do this. I'm like,
couldn't.
I don't think you can do this.
No, it's true. I can't.
And it's better.
I can't. I have way more respect for people that can do it, because it's difficult, and I have way more respect for actors.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, how in the hell do they do that? Because I can't. It looks easy. I can't do it.
What seems, because I don't know how you guys. I'm honestly kind of curious, actually. So I don't know if we want to get too far in the weeds on this, since it's kind of boring talk for maybe the average viewer. But I just kind of have a general idea of things that I'd like to talk about. And as I'm driving about my day, I just am I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
And I'm kind of developing a kind of a loose script that way.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that in those Let's Plays, I talk for a good solid 15 minutes really, really well. And then everything I plan to say has now been said. And then it just falls into long periods of silence. So that's what I would actually like to get better at doing, is being able to separate my brain into two parts where I can play a game and talk, because some people do it just incredibly well.
Pac-Man does it amazingly.
Really well.
When he live streams,
Captain Algebra does it really well too.
Yes,
Captain Algebra is very good. He's a very good streamer.
Yeah, he is
very good. I've seen. And we've had people ask us, how come you guys don't stream game? And I'm like, because when I'm playing a game, that's about it. That's all I can do.
Laser focus.
Like
I'll talk.
I would love to see more videos like the Ghouls and Ghosts one, though. My wife,
I had fun with that.
My wife was watching my wife was cracking up also. If she asked me, "Is that his real beard?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a real beard. I don't know if it's his real color now." I think you're my age, and usually we get some of this stuff around.
No, I'm a ginger man. Like I have some sugar in there, but it's still mostly spice.
Well, I call it like salt and paprika.
Yeah,
salt and paprika situation going.
There's not a whole lot of white, but there are white hairs.
Now, if he trims it down, that it's more of like just close to the skin scruff. He's got like 2 white patches that he's had forever.
It's always been there since.
And he blames it on women. He's like, "You guys stress me out." And I've developed patches.
Yeah, 2 long relationships there, and just.
And he gave us patches.
You know what? That Ghouls and Ghosts video there, I laugh, and it's one of those videos that you're like, and it didn't get barely any views. I'm like, oh,
that's what I'm talking about. Why are people going back and what?
Too bad.
I'm talking to you guys now. People at home, if you're watching this channel and you love these guys, go back and watch their older videos. It's still this goofy stuff.
They're not all good, but there are a couple of gems in there that you can laugh.
Still interaction though.
Exactly.
We did a little series there at one point where we were what we call it there, the rich and the gameless.
The rich and the gameless.
So we would have like a list of like the 10 most expensive video NES games or whatever.
10 most expensive consoles.
And then we just would have banter back and forth as we would name them off, and
it was like completely authentic banter. Like I was drinking wine,
and people were loving it. And this was like before we hit our 1,000 subscribers, so not a lot of people seen it. And I don't even know if they hit 200 views. Probably not.
Nope, I don't know. But it was a fun time, and it was something we really enjoyed.
And then we did stuff that I don't know if a lot of people have seen, but we do our drunken rants. And we've had I think 3 of those where we have Dennis here with us at the table. And one of them we were talking about Tomb Raider, and another one we were talking about God of War 3. And it's not for kids, but it's funny.
I did watch one of the other ones I watched tonight was the How to Beat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, did you actually go back and try to beat it with these tips, or?
Did you? Because it was Dennis, right?
Yeah, it was Dennis and he was saying this is how I beat the game.
I don't know.
I still haven't beat it. It's on the back. Yeah, there is another YouTube channel that I started watching. Is You Can Beat Video Games. I think that's the name of the channel.
He recommended me also, and And the problem is it steers awfully close to what my focus is also. And I'm afraid if I watch other things like that I am honestly interested to see, I'll inadvertently absorb some of that and then be repeating their stuff on mine.
Influence. Yep.
Samantha said I could never get past being stiff in front of the camera. Maybe I should have tried a script. And you know what? It does. It really works for some people, Samantha. So it might be worth trying.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to try to film a video. Worst case scenario, you really don't like it and you scrap it and no one has to see it. Mm-hmm. Best case scenario, you're like, oh my God, I can actually do this. So you really don't have anything to lose.
Yeah, plan to do that same script. I don't know, do it 10 different times and just get used to being in front of the camera. How long did it take you to actually get comfortable in front of the camera? I think it was, for us, probably like close to video number 50 before I started really getting comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm as close to being comfortable now as I ever was. I don't know that I am. I knew it was kind of a necessary step because my thought process was I'm getting tired of having to find all these images to relate to what I'm talking about. So if I appeared on camera, I could be talking about it and people are watching me instead of some image I had to find and animate. And I thought that would make the editing faster and easier. It didn't, because now I have to worry about the microphone and the color correction and the fucking lighting. And the cost of the camera. I'm using my iPhone camera right now, which I think looks pretty good.
You know what? iPhone camera works really good.
We use our phones quite a bit there on like B-roll stuff.
Yeah. And they do a great job.
The phone, the camera that comes with your phone is actually really, really good. And you paid $800 for it anyway, so use it.
You might as well use it.
Exactly. And there's apps. I bought an app called, I think, Pro Movie, I think is what it's called. Yeah. It's $40, $4. And it enables other functions that your iPhone camera can do.
Oh, wow.
You just don't have software to drive it. So you can make it look so professional. Very easily and cheaply.
Yeah, that's friggin' awesome.
If you want to call buying an iPhone cheap, that is. But
well, I mean, if you are on a payment plan, I don't know how it works for you guys, but for us in Canada, or at least in New Brunswick or wherever, when we have a payment plan, it like comes off the phone. So I don't actually buy it. It comes off your bill. So I don't buy it outright. It comes off my bill. So it doesn't matter. Like I got an iPhone 11 and I pay whatever. Like it's
what is that, like 3-year deal?
2-year
plan?
2. And it's
that's how we work too. Like my wife handles the finances, so I just never complained about it. So I'm assuming it must work like that. She's told me multiple times that I'm crazy because she's a Droid person. So she was for using an iPhone. But look, I spent probably about 2 years using a Droid at work and an iPhone for my personal phone. I've seen and compared and contrasted them both. iPhone is better.
It's hard to go back. It's hard to go back after you have an iPhone because we had Androids and I would just get whatever phone came. I
barely use my Android.
Yeah, came with the most amount of PC points from Superstore, and I get that. Well, we got an iPhone the last time around, and I was like, oh my God. So then we had to get an iPhone this time around.
And so you guys probably know this. There was no one more fucking stubborn than someone that you were trying to get to at least try an iPhone. Here, honey, take a picture of this. I didn't even know how to use your phone. It's a stupid iPhone. It works the same as yours. Come on.
Is your wife as funny as you? Because you guys could do videos together.
What cracks me up is that you guys remind me a lot of us. We're very teasy and very flirty also. Like on your video where you were showing the neat Batman, I was like, I need to get one of those for my wife. My wife would look good in that shirt. So
we have so much fun. I think you guys
we're the same way. But
you know what, too? You said you have a hard time. You're still practicing getting comfortable in front of the camera. Having that other person in the room.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it by myself.
You forget that's there. Yeah. You're like doing. Yeah.
Jen can do it by herself. I can't.
Not like that though. She's she's not like the YouTube personality type. She doesn't want anything to do with it. I mean, she love her to death. She's got a great personality. She cracks me up. She just doesn't want to do it.
She doesn't want to do it. And you know what? If she doesn't, then I completely can respect that because it's just not for everyone.
Should we get into a game? Because it feels like it's been a while since we got into a game. We might start losing people here.
We're doing.
I know, we could just talk like we're old friends. Like, it's crazy. People are like commenting here. I'm like,
get back to the games? What's this show about?
Yeah. What is this about? I don't know.
Okay. So I'm going to ask for a little bit of grace on this one. This is a series I really, really like.
Okay.
I know that you guys kind of play fast and loose on the 10 games. I love all these games, but the second and third game in this series are so perfect that I honestly can't pick between the two. So I'm going to hold them up as one game, and if you guys call bullshit on it, you can pick one game, and I'll be happy with whatever one.
No, we will let you include
God of War 2 and 3.
Scott likes God of War 3
both.
better and hasn't played 2
fantastic.
yet.
I might give the edge to God of War 3. The graphics a little better.
Yeah,
sure. That's why you gave it to God of War 3. I'm sure that's why.
The boobs are a little better too.
Yeah. You know what? That's one video you might enjoy. You might get a laugh out of. Is our drunken rant, and it was God of War 3 was there.
That was the one I was kind of hovering over because I was just kind of killing. I was ready for this like an hour ago, so I was kind of
don't click on it when the kids are in the room there. But yeah, it's we had a blast. I'm gonna laugh about that for a while.
Oh yeah.
There's a one-liner in that video. Sorry to cut you off. There's a one-liner in that video that the three of us still laugh about. We say it all the time. Like, fuck this shit. And we all know, and you'll see. Like,
it's right at the first, and we'll be at work because we like will talk to each other and just say it out loud.
Something stupid happens, you're like, oh, fuck this shit, and we all
kind
of laugh.
And then you just lose your mind. Like it's an inside joke.
You might enjoy it. It's we laugh. I don't know. There was a lot of comments as people said that they just absolutely laughed their asses off, and some people said they needed that good laugh that day. So that stuff makes me feel good.
Yeah,
and we enjoyed doing it.
Now, Alpha Nerd said he's picking 3 by 5%.
You're an action beat 'em up guys. I mean, do you follow the God of War series too, or not your cup of tea?
No, I do like God of War, and I do plan on playing all of them. I haven't finished the first 2. I've played them here and there. I finished 3 and loved it. I've played a big chunk of 4, but I haven't finished that one either. But in my defense with 4, I had just finished Spider-Man.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got into the God of War one, you know the part where you have to cut the vines and open the chest up? I just wasn't in the fucking mood there to keep cutting those damn vines, and it irritated me. And then I just dropped it, and then I got into a different game because I got too many damn games, and it's on my backlog. I gotta go back and play it.
The recent God of War 4, even though they didn't call it that.
Yeah.
Was really, really good. However, I didn't really, really like it. It was, and I feel like an ass for is one of those games where like
I think some people talk
about just because everyone loves it.
Yeah.
You have to love it also.
Yeah.
So I loved everything about it except for playing the game. I found it a lot more frustrating than the other ones, a lot more tedious. So it was a game I will absolutely buy God of War 5 as soon as I can when it comes out because I love the story and the characters that much.
Yeah.
But on the gameplay itself, it's very it's kind of where I just kind of sat with it. So
yeah,
I had that feeling too, but I know I'm kind of an odd duck here that if I am not in the mood, then if for whatever reason, because I've done that where I've tried games, played a little chunk of it, and I'm not in that right frame of mind, and then I'm like, ugh. But then I've gone back years later, picked the same game up, and loved it. So
that's actually a great lead in for the next game. If we just
I want to just say this first because Mitch R gave me my comment of the night, and he said, "Bedroom mini games notwithstanding, I enjoyed the story of 3 better."
And that's true. I've heard the argument.
Those side quests.
I've heard it kind of described that God of War 1 was better than God of War 2 in terms of story. God of War 2 was better in terms of action, but God of War 3 was the perfect combination of story and action, which is pretty accurate. And honestly, I love the TNA and the God of War games, but I could take it or leave it just because the rest of the game is just that good.
Yeah. Exactly.
I almost find it distracting sometimes.
It doesn't need it. It was just
it doesn't. I have other avenues for that. I don't need to see it in the video game.
Yeah. Before you go on to your next game, because I know we were kind of segueing there, and I don't want to get away from it, but I'm going to read a few of the comments. God of War 2 is my favorite. Close second is God of War for PS4. Modan called it Dad of Souls. He said God of War on PS4. That was Mitch's, but he said God of War did not make me feel like a badass.
Yeah.
God of War 4. And then Corona in a Can said, I never played any God of War games, and I just picked up God of War 1 and 2 remastered for PS3. Looking forward to giving it a shot.
I think you're gonna like. I have full intentions of. My goal was to try to go through all of them this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who knows? Because I got it now. I get distracted. Yeah. I'm playing Astral Chain. I played Resident Evil.
Level 857 said you had to. Because
Eric
also
said
you had to.
Yeah. I had too many people. You gotta play it. I'm like, okay, I'll play it. And you know what? I'm loving it so far. I am.
You are.
I really am loving it.
Maybe I should watch your video, but you have played God of War 3 in its entirety?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I really liked God of War 1 when I played it originally, but it almost immediately was refined by God of War 2 to the point where it's almost like going back and watching the first season of The Simpsons, where everything was kind of there. It's just really, really off and not as fun. So
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And the wrong Maggie.
Yeah.
And the wrong.
So I guess keep that in mind, but it's necessary for the story, I suppose. Not really. It's not even necessary to the story. The actual God of War story starts with God of War 2. So
really,
I hate to say it's all God of War 1 really does is kind of show how Kratos got where he was in God of War 2, which they took away. So play it anyway. I don't know what I'm saying.
What about the PSP games? Or I think
I really liked Chains of Olympus.
Chains of Olympus. See, I got both of those because I had full intentions of trying to go through the entire series this year. I'm like, I'm going to go, since I played 3, I'm like, I love 3. I played 4 first, the first one. Well, I had played the other ones, but never finished them. And then I jumped into 4 and I was, and I fell off it. And then Dennis probably was one of the ones that convinced me to play 3. And then I played 3 and loved it. Loved 3. And now I want to go and like try them all, maybe go through them all and then get into the last one there.
Modan saying, oh shit, you got Astral Chain?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh,
and then
man.
Gingerbeard, the gaming dad, Hartley's. Hey guys, what's up?
Hey,
man. How's it going?
Fellow beard.
Yeah, fellow Gingerbeard guy. And dad.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so we completely unsegued you to your next game, but I feel like we can get back.
I might be able to salvage it. I don't know. So speaking of games that I played at first, didn't like, and then made myself go back to and like it again. I think that's about where we were. Metal Gear Solid 3. I thought I think this was actually the first Metal Gear Solid game I played.
Really?
But this was also right in that period of that generation of games that made me kind of rediscover video games and also realize how different video games could be. As opposed to just a straightforward action shooter or well, that's all I was playing at the time. So Metal Gear Solid, I didn't really play the first one, the PS2 or PS1 either. But the third one really, really grabbed me. Not at first. I thought it was very slow to start. It is very slow to start. But I made myself actually bulldoze through the slow start. And it just was such an amazing experience. And I tried to kind of recapture that with Metal Gear Solid 4. But it just didn't grab me the same way that the third one did.
Scott had a few moments with that.
I don't have a lot of experience with the
Metal Gear.
I've dabbled here and there, but I've never actually played through one because I'm not much of a stealth guy.
No, and see, I think I would love it because I love
She would
stealth.
love it. I know she would love it.
Now, do you like RPGs too, Jen?
I think I would have enjoyed them before.
Mhm.
Now I feel like I don't have enough time to really put into an
action
RPG.
RPG.
Action
she would've
RPG,
loved.
I'm fine.
And I do, depending.
And I did play through Skyrim, so I don't know how people would classify that.
Well, that's RPG, right?
Ish.
I haven't played Skyrim, but I would
Well,
imagine that would be an action RPG.
Yeah, so I liked
action RPG.
Skyrim. I really liked it, but it's not what I'll gravitate towards.
I don't like the turn-based combat in RPGs. If I can get into an action RPG, and if the story's there, I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Like
the story, if it's it'll grab you.
Parasite Eve is one of those action RPGs, like depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
That's how it's described as an action RPG there, but it's got that survival horror feel to it too, which I love. So that was one of my favorite games of all time.
Mm-hmm. I haven't actually. I have that one. I haven't actually played it. There's a lot of games I have that haven't.
Same.
I absolutely love that game. I don't know. It's got it's action. It's weird.
You love the story too.
I do love the story and the sound and the music there. Like, I don't know. It's a whole different thing there. When you play one of those old PlayStation 1 games, they set the atmosphere with like the music and the sounds and everything because they didn't have the graphics. Like,
exactly.
They put more effort in. It's like Symphony of the Night. Oh, the music.
Oh, but
soundtrack's phenomenal.
But it's a phenomenal soundtrack. But you can go back and play that game, and it doesn't feel like it's aged really.
No, I don't.
Like
it's because it's like still a those early 3D games aged terribly.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's my least favorite generation of video games. I can't go back. I feel
hard to go back.
It may have been a giant leap forward in technology, but it was just several steps back in terms of gameplay. I thought because now you're stuck with the camera. The characters look like crap. Zelda Link in Ocarina of Time does not look as good as Link in Link of the Past. I accept that's a necessary step. So I'm not trying to say the Ocarina shouldn't exist. But it just, why would I play that game with awkward controls when the industry is now going through all new growing pains?
Those kind of games
I can skip the game generation. So
yeah, I completely agree. I get where you're coming from wholeheartedly.
So the games that held up most from that generation, I thought, to me, are games like Symphony of the Night that still played more like the old school.
Yes.
That again, no one even wanted at that time because it was too well. This just my friends actually said that Symphony of the Night looks like a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, but you know what?
Why are you playing this?
The graphics of a Super Nintendo game, like you could give a kid a Nintendo game or a Super Nintendo game, and they're all playing Minecraft anyways. So they love that.
The pixel, whatever.
Yeah, they're fine with it. So I don't know. I enjoy old retro games, and then I get that there was growing pains in the middle too. Yeah, it's hard though. It's hard to go back to that generation, like you said, when you have all these like beautifully graphically beautiful games.
There was just so many things that the game developers didn't even think about just because it was still so new. Like with a good example is a couple years back, I tried to go back and play Super Mario 64, which was a great game, and it's still a great game. But when you're used to the way that Mario controls now, and his physics now, and the camera now, I'm just saying that Mario 64 might be a little difficult to go back to. I got really frustrated.
I tried playing it,
and I quit.
I haven't played through it either. I started playing it, and I put some real time into playing it. And I just kept dying in stupid places where I should never die. And I'm like, this handles like a piece of shit. I can't do it.
That generation of games.
Yes.
It's nostalgia.
It's like, nostalgia,
when you were getting into the game, like you had that, you look back as an adult, it's like, that was so good. And that's what you remember. You logged time in and you knew how to play it like that.
Kind of like what?
GoldenEye. Like people still say that.
Yes.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Don't get me wrong, people at home.
Oh yeah, I'm not shitting on the games there. I don't feel like they've aged well.
A game was the best of its kind at the time doesn't mean it's still the best of its kind. So that's my opinion. Other people say different things, but
yeah.
Yep.
Modane said, I remember EGM giving Symphony of the Night a really low review score. Later, they published an apology.
Good.
Should have.
They should.
I've seen his previous comment
about
there.
RPGs going past 70 hours.
Do you look at games like that? Because I do too. I'm an adult and I work full-time job.
Yeah.
I'm a dad. And if there's a game that gets over 30 hours, then I'm like, well, do I really want to tackle that? Because it will take me months.
Now, I'll say yes with an asterisk, just because my go-to is going to be a game like the God of War is a perfect. No, the older God of War games are the perfect game length. It's like they're maybe 6 to 10 hours, depending on how much you want to do. That's perfect. And I'm not going to complain that the game's too short, because I will continue to replay it over and over again. However, with a game like, for example, Breath of the Wild, which I think is a perfect game. I love that game. Probably my favorite game of that generation. I put 200 hours in that game. Just kind of farting around. I will not do that again. So I guess games today, a lot of them are just meant to try to get you to give as much as your time into that game the first time you play it, because most people, I think, don't play it again.
I think that's why I love indie games so much, because a lot of indie games seem to be shorter games.
I prefer
that too.
I would much rather have a replayable game than a really, really, really good
daunting game.
Yeah,
I would 100-hour game.
I would rather play 20, 8-hour games this year than one long game.
Yeah. Because it feels like you're not getting through your library either.
I get bored.
Yeah, yes. I totally agree with that.
I have that short attention span.
I have a very short attention span. That's the other thing.
Yeah. Mitch R said he couldn't get into Breath of the Wild. Link was too high maintenance.
His tools are always breaking, and actually the weather was way too high maintenance in that game. Every time I wanted to climb a mountain or a tree, it would start raining.
I never finished it. It was just Link of the Past was my favorite Zelda game. And I was just not, I don't know. I got 8 to 10 hours into that game, and I'm like, all right. I sat it down, but then I moved on to something else and never touched it again. I don't know.
Corona and Akana saying, well, Last of Us 2 was like 20, 24 hours, depending on if you're looking for stuff. So if the game is great length, it shouldn't matter. Just takes multiple systems. And Last of Us 2 is definitely an exception to the rule for me, because I already want to play it again. I've said that so many damn times. And
she said that, but she probably put 60 hours into Days Gone.
Oh, I loved Days Gone.
Holy jumpings.
I loved Days Gone.
20 hours, 24 hours, that's still in that kind of acceptable length. Resident Evil 4 is, I thought it was a much shorter game than it is. It's still like a 15-hour game-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 8, 10-hour game max.
Resident Evil, most of the Resident Evil games are pretty short.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to see that some of my playthroughs of Resident Evil 4 was like 15, 17 hours. I was like, it doesn't feel like it's that long.
It doesn't, because it's just a great game.
And that's how you know the game's good.
That's how you know the game's good,
but the average length of most Zelda games is also 20 to 24 hours, which is fine.
Yep.
Just got back from hiking with my girls. Glad to catch some of this. Oh, we're glad you're on too. Awesome. Thanks so much. Same Link to the Past all day. And then, whoops, wrong account. And I noticed that, but I was like, maybe he just got that Peter's Waves. I didn't know if you knew. See, Scott knows none of your actual names.
Sorry.
Because I talked to you guys. And he would just call you Waves. Yeah. And I know your name is Peter, but not everybody wants you to say their actual name on YouTube. So I only...
See, I'm doing another favor.
Most of the time, I just refer to you guys as your YouTube names. So, yeah. I knew you would know. And Retro Gamer Brando said, "Love."
You know what? That's I jump on live streams and stuff like that on my own personal account.
So Megadan.
And people don't know me. They don't know. They don't know who I am. And it's great because I'll jump on a live stream and I've done it. I've done it to bigger channels. I've done it to Gaming Off the Grid, where we were nominated as YouTuber of the Month. We won YouTuber of the Month. And then I go on their live stream and I'm like, and it's like, oh, going under my name. Hey guys, how's it going? and they'll read through like just hey so and so, hey you, hey, how's it going? And I'm laughing. I'm like, they don't even know me.
Yeah, but you don't. Like you said, we assume people know our name, but we don't say our name in every video.
No.
Yeah. So how would you know? Question for Mr. Matthews: what retro system did you miss out on that you are still looking for?
I read that.
TurboGrafx 16.
Thinking about that. That is a really good question because I haven't actually allowed myself to miss out on that. I have so many consoles now. I guess you know what, TurboGrafx 16. I don't have it, and it seems like there's not a reason to have it because it's just prohibitively expensive to collect for.
Expensive.
It is.
I don't have. I can't even get the mini there. So
yeah, I was kind of curious if you got the mini to go with your mini collection.
I think if we looked hard enough now, I think we
could probably get it now, but it
when
was
it first
almost
come out, it didn't come out.
unattainable.
It didn't come out in Canada.
No, it was
irritating.
a U.S. only release.
Yeah,
I want it.
Yeah, and everybody says that. And also,
it has the Rondo Blood on it.
Yes, that's true. That is very true.
Also, Sega Saturn. I don't have one of those.
Mitch is saying TurboGrafx for him as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Denver Gamers say like, what do you mean? Like, because he said he goes on these like TurboGrafx 16. I don't know if it's like a collector, like a community, whatever. And he said all the big collectors are up in Canada. I said, well, they have all the fucking games. You don't see them. I don't see TurboGrafx. You know what? I don't know if you're familiar with. We did a no buy February. I don't know if you look back at our channel.
I remember talking about that. I think I was.
Yeah. So I didn't know by February, and guess what I seen? I seen a TurboGrafx 16 and also a Sega Saturn in the same damn week.
Yeah.
And see, that's one of those things. If I saw a TurboGrafx 16, and I have a Sega Saturn, unfortunately, but if I saw even a Jaguar, that's something where I would probably pay an asshole price for.
It's like over $300 up here
because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times where I've been looking and wanting for something that for so long that when I finally see it, you just don't want to squander the universe's gift of putting that in your past.
Yeah. Like, shit, I'm gonna eat craft dinner this month. I'm getting this.
Yeah. You couldn't eat craft dinner. The rest of your family would die. He's lactose intolerant.
I'm willing to sacrifice.
You're willing to sacrifice your family and my sense of smell to get something. You live in the basement now, which is fine.
Basement is amazing.
Yeah, I could live here. You're just going to eat your craft dinner. You're going to have to get like one of those little portable hot plate situations.
I'll do it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it does have a really good library selection of games. I don't know how you guys thought of the other mini systems. But I wanted
most of them were good. One of them sucked.
The PlayStation one. I'm assuming for you. Like I was
you got mod that one.
I was so I'll just say it. I was thirsty for the NES Mini. I wanted that so bad, and I was so frustrated. Of what happened. You know what happened. So by the time that Nintendo was kind enough to do a re-release of it, I already said fuck it. So I already had got an FPGA. System so I could play my existing NES in HD. So when you finally got it, it was like, well, half of these are games that I wouldn't want to play anyway. The other half are games I already have.
Exactly.
Whereas the SNES Mini and to a greater extent the Genesis Mini, I thought just had
Genesis Mini is really good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? We weren't even heavily collecting at the NES Mini time. I saw that it was coming out, and I thought, holy shit, Alex and Scott would really enjoy this. So he didn't know anything about it. I went and jumped in a lineup, and I stood there forever, and I was able to get it. And I'm leaving the house. This is the best story. I'm leaving the house.
It's the worst story.
And my kid clogs the toilet. And I'm like, Alex, I don't have time. You're going to have to figure it out, bud, or tell Dad to deal with it, but don't tell him why I'm gone. Yeah. So Scott wakes up to, Dad,
I got home from work, didn't I?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I got home from work because I worked a night shift, and she was already gone in the morning. I'm like, where the fuck did she go?
No, I think you were getting up.
Did I?
Yeah, I think you were getting up.
Maybe.
Anyways, Dad, I plugged the toilet. Mom said she didn't want to have to deal with it, so you deal with it. And he was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, fuck this shit.
Yeah, so he had to deal with it. And then I felt so guilty that I gave it to him that day. I was like, I was going to save it to Christmas or whatever. I don't know. But I was like, here, have it. And then, because I felt bad about not cleaning the toilet before I left. But yeah, I gave it to him that day and they played it.
Was there a shortage of the SNES Mini up there?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because there was a line of I was at Walmart at 5:30 in the morning waiting for them to open so I could go buy that SNES Mini because I wasn't gonna fucking miss out on it a second time.
Yeah.
And there were people in front of me that wanted to buy two. Fuck you! You're part of the real problem why I couldn't find an NES Mini.
That's right.
They were kind enough to just say limit one per customer, and people were getting all shitty about it in the line. Only one.
Yes, scalpers.
We'll come back later.
Come on. Sell them.
Yeah.
Sell them for ridiculous prices.
I always saw them in stock. Target already. Do you have
you see them all over the place.
We had it. We had Target, and they took it out of Canada, and I miss it.
Target is amazing.
I love Target.
That store better than Walmart.
Oh, damn straight, it's better than Walmart. I would go. We used to go to Target for coffee dates. They had a Starbucks in the Target. Me and my sister-in-law would go to Starbucks, and then we just wander the home section. We're like, look at that cute pillow, or look at that cool candle, or like we go in the clothing section. I'm sorry, guys, I'm boring you all, but I loved Target. I loved it. But yeah, those. I was not in line super early for the NES Mini, but I think I stood at the right place. Instead of going to Walmart, I could have went to Best Buy too, because Best Buy they're all right there. They're all in the same place.
3 stores, you could see them all.
Yeah,
I was see the lines in each store.
Yes, and EB Games didn't have as big a line. And I had heard that maybe Walmart wasn't getting as many as people thought. And I went to that lineup and I saw it because they opened earlier. And I was like, no. And EB Games had the smallest lineup, but ended up having the most NES Minis. So I just got lucky. I stood in the right line.
And I don't know whether this is a good thing or bad thing. I was kind of bummed to see this because it was actually the Genesis Mini is a really good system. I think it's probably of the 3 of them, the Genesis, Super Nintendo, and NES. I think that the Genesis Mini was actually probably the best one. At least had the best selection of games.
Had a nice big library there. What was it, 40 games on it?
And no one bought it. And I was kind of afraid that was going to happen. However, it benefited me because my wife bought it for my birthday. And she paid full price. I think it came out for $79.99, or is it $9.99 or $99.99?
I think it was $99.99 here.
Well, up here.
Yes.
Yeah, it might have been.
So it came out at standard MSRP. And then before my wife gave it to me, Target gave a 50% discount on it because no one was buying it. So my wife had to actually she took me with her to because I found it. I was like, honey, look at that. They're selling it, it's on sale for $49.99. And she was like, fuck. I have some explaining to do. So we bought that, and then she came back and she returned the other one for the full price she paid.
I don't blame her.
That's awesome.
That's what I totally would have done.
Yeah.
Oh, Thumb Brother said, is one allowed to say EverDrive? Yes, all day long, because that's how we play our NES games.
You know what? Since I got the EverDrive, I haven't bought another NES game. The EverDrive's awesome.
That's literally all we did last weekend.
It is good. It plays. I played on the original hardware.
That's all we did last weekend. Dennis came over and we shamefully played Bubble Bath Babes and what was it?
Little Samson.
What?
The poker. Is that you played Little Samson also?
I played that on my own, but we played.
Like these games, they're super expensive games. I'm not gonna get them.
It's not Hot Slots. That's one of them, but there's a poker one, and we played it until Peekaboo Poker. We played it until the boys saw what they wanted to see, and I was just as invested in winning because I was like, I had to see 8-bit boobies. I was like, look, we saw them. Now we can play another game. Yeah, we had to.
My only EverDrive's awesome. In the EverDrive sounds amazing. It's a little expensive for my purposes, but the only reason I would not want to do it is because all of a sudden you have access to the Dr. Game Love. What's up? Whenever you have access to the whole library of NES games or SNES games, basically every game ever. Now there's too many choices, and I'll more often just choose to do nothing. Versus I get limited to my
You know,
Yeah,
people
there's too many choices.
Oh, it's
There is.
crazy.
It does make it hard. It does make it hard to choose. Yeah, Dr. Game Love saying plug and play USB makes a PS Mini, and it does. It does. For sure. Because we have one. Because there's like plug and plays for the PS1 Mini. Which one do we have? Because I know there's like Weed Pack and like Crack Pack.
What's it called? The True Blue Mini? Is that what we're
True
talking
Blue
about?
Mini. Yeah, that for your PS1 Mini.
I don't have that many games on it there. Maybe.
No, but it does.
I got one.
No, he said it. Mini about 7,000 games better. I don't know if there's like.
I think he means like now you actually do. You could break it so you can have all the games, not just the PlayStation.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, and that's. I haven't hacked any of them, but my PS Mini there, that's probably gonna end up being hacked because there are PlayStation games I want to play, but they're so expensive.
Oh yeah. And I agree too. I actually like the PS1 Classic, but only because it dropped in price so quickly and it was easily modded. Yes, we got ours super dirt cheap, and we were like, yeah, for that price.
I still prefer
100%.
to play my Nintendo on the old CRT. It's just the way I am. That's the way I like to play it.
I wanted to agree with that, but it was like, no, I don't.
That's just the way I
do.
prefer to play.
I like the crystal clear picture of like the HDMI. I get with the FPGA. I have the retro USB ABS.
I have no idea
what that is. The original carts, but it just.
Oh, nice.
So I like the clean look versus the noisy look. That's just a matter of taste.
Yeah,
I call it
the same way. He likes it on the old CRT. With the dirty RGB look.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Alex enjoys playing it that way too. He likes the.
Well, I have. CRT. That's the problem. Like, how long are we going to have these CRT TVs kicking around before
they
start breaking?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Dan Bunch of Numbers saying that Genesis Collection for Switch was killer.
Really?
Corona in a Can is saying, I love that they came out with the fake Sega CD and fake 32X to go with the Sega Mini just to get the whole setup.
I want that too.
Yeah. Oh, Heavy Metal 666. Hello, guys. Hey there. How you doing?
Hey.
And then we, got behind in the chat again. I blame you.
Me?
Always.
All right.
Why not? All right.
I'm a husband too, Scott. I know how it works. It's all right.
Just take the blame and absorb it and move on.
Are we on to a game? How many games do we got left? Just curious.
4.
4?
Nice.
Yeah.
We're doing too big.
I got at least one more beer in me there.
Damn it. Modan's making me drink because I got behind in the chat again. Okay. Solidarity.
All right, we'll do one more game, then I'll go grab one more beer.
Yeah.
I'll grab a drink after this. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is kind of an odd one, sort of. I'm not a PC gamer, but I love this game. StarCraft is.
Oh, nice.
This is StarCraft 1, so it's not. I didn't play any of the StarCraft 2 games.
I never played the StarCraft.
So savagely addictive.
Really?
Yeah.
This is actually what taught me to love real-time strategy games.
Oh. Okay.
Like that Command and Conquer, Warcraft, all that stuff. I put so many hours into that game. Not playing online like you're supposed to with multiplayer, but actually just literally playing the multiplayer maps just with bots.
Nice.
Because it just was more maps for me to do. I love the story. And
do you still PC game at all?
That's the only PC game I've ever played, and I haven't played one since.
Oh.
So do you call Five Nights at Freddy's off Steam PC gaming?
Yeah, because you're playing. I guess
I played one more PC game.
One more PC game. Now our son is a big PC gamer.
Oh, yeah.
He loves it, and everything Steam. But he also really loves his consoles too.
He's been big
playing
in the Xbox here lately.
Yeah. Well, we got it for him for Christmas, the brand new Xbox, and I swear to God, he owned it for like a month and barely turned it on. And I was like,
why did we buy this?
Why did we buy this for you? Like, we thought we were the best parents ever.
He told me, like, no, Dad, like the Wi-Fi keeps dropping. I can't play.
And he didn't want to.
So then I had to wire, get Ethernet cord running through the house, get it right to his Xbox. So
and now he's
wired
playing
in.
the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Retro Gamer Brando wants to know what we drinking.
I got A plus.
Nothing.
I was drinking a Skittle sour.
Yeah, I could
That's
tell
what
it was
Jen
a
has.
Skittle sour.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go be creative, and I'm gonna get myself another drink, not just water. So
I'm gonna go.
We all want to refill now. That seems like a good.
Jen will entertain.
I'll tap dance or something.
Yeah,
I can't tap dance, but we'll learn. We'll learn together. I'm gonna read a bunch of the other comments then. StarCraft was super good in the dorms. Rod, hey Rod, how's it going? They have a newer version of StarCraft on Blizzard. It's the same game, but the graphics are a little different.
Same Rod I know?
Rod, no, not the same Rod you know. That sounded bad. Did that sound bad to anybody? Is that the same Rod I know? And then I'm like, no, not the same one. We do know a guy named Rod. He's an actual person. Really. I've never tried an RTS game. Neither have I. My son is a new PC gamer too. He hasn't touched his Xbox since Christmas. Don't you just want to just like a little bit? Because you're like, I spent a lot of money on that, so you need to play it. But at the same time, you don't want to be that parent. And we have Marcus Bolt. Are the Skittle Sours only at the Holy Whale, or can you get them at ALMB? I don't know.
As far as I know, I feel like they're only at Holy Whale now.
I think so. But you
because they're in like a big can that they can there.
But Marcus, you can get them in the big can, like he said, because we didn't know it was.
Yeah,
we thought it might just be on tap.
We get them in Riverview there. It's,
you have the big can over there. I don't know if you've seen them in the can, but yeah, they're like
I'll show you.
Huge. And then Retro Gamer Rando says, and I'm gonna screw Heffenweiser. I know how to say that. I am drinking Shell's Heffenweiser. Yeah. It's a cool ass can though.
Yeah.
Taste the rain, bro.
Taste the rain, bro.
Taste the rain, bro.
But it's big because I can fill up both of our glasses and still have some left over.
Yeah. And PC is Xbox at this point, LOL. And you're not wrong, Scepter. And hey, I didn't even say hi to you. I just like, that's your comment, and there you go. And I saw the AVS is amazing. I did see that one earlier, but I'm like, I can't read all the comments. I get a little bit. Jen. Yeah. Did Target even last a year in New Brunswick? I think it was just shy of.
Yeah.
Shy of.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great. That's a big old can.
Yeah.
You were not talking about my ass. Well, we were talking about a
Sepper, how's it going?
We were talking about an actual can. Marcus Bowl. Oh, sweet. I'll have to go grab some. Yes, if you've tried it. Yeah.
They're good. They're really good.
And Mitch R says, I'm drinking pink lemonade flavor New Amsterdam vodka because New Amsterdam is the official vodka of the NHL.
Whoa.
And Hookzella didn't like it. Are you still staying with her after that? I'm just kidding.
Another beer I will recommend at the Holy Whale is the Devil's Half.
Devil's Half,
7%, I believe, APA.
Maybe.
But it's very smooth. It almost, at first I thought it was a
Dennis on
bit of, I thought at first it was a bit of an apple flavor, but me and Dennis kind of agreed that it's a slight mango.
Yeah, it might be.
Smooths it out. And it's just got a good kick.
It's got a good kick. And what are you drinking now?
A drink I just made up. I grabbed some of my wife's ginger ale, put some vodka in it, and then some lemon juice.
Ah,
yummy.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Made it a little strong.
So. It works in well, that's good.
We may be getting chilly here pretty quick.
That's all right. I think that's how we operate.
I'm drinking a stout now, if anybody cares.
No. Nobody asked you. Nobody cared.
Nobody cares.
It's okay. Okay. All right. Let's do the next game.
All right. So on that note, the other system that I love, probably my favorite system of all time, I want to say even more than the NES, is the Nintendo DS. And kind of somewhat related to the StarCraft series is the Advance Wars series.
Okay.
Effective. I just kind of grabbed this one at random just because it was on the DS, and that's a system I don't really talk about on my channel.
Yeah.
They're all kind of the same So it's whatever Advance Wars game you get, you're probably gonna have a good time if you like turn-based strategy games. And
Okay.
not for everyone, but
I haven't actually dived into that too whole,
so
that genre.
Like I was watching Phil Twerpen play Genesis games, and he was playing Shining in the Darkness, I think it was. One of the Shining games.
Okay.
You mentioned. And he said that game was kind of like Fire Emblem, which to me is kind of like Advance Wars. So I thought you'd actually played some of the Shining games also, but maybe not. So
we don't play the DS a whole lot.
You know what? Yeah. I can see my DS collection right from here, and I have probably 7 games. I've only started collecting.
No, you have a little bit more than that.
No, those are 3DS. That's the whole mix of 3DS and DS together. Together, I have 15 games probably.
Yeah.
There are some I want to get. Top hitters for me are the Metal Slug and the Contra.
Yeah,
I want both of those. And there's 2 more Castlevania games on the DS I want.
Yeah.
So do you have Dawn of Souls? Is that the one you have?
What cover is that one? Because I get them mixed up all the time. Bluish kind of.
Yeah, bluish, and it's got the anime. That's Soma.
Yes,
Soma Cruz.
That's the one I have. I think that's the one that Patrick sent me from.
Yeah.
Sweden.
Yeah.
Portrait of Ruin and Order of Ecclesia.
Yeah.
Yes. Ecclesia is expensive.
Oh, it is.
Really? Those are other games are like first day purchase. So
yeah.
Like
I like I said, I only started this year.
Yeah. Because we bought you a DS.
Yeah, we bought me the what is it? The
2DS
XL, the newest one there. It was on sale at Walmart, and I was like, oh yeah, and I actually like it.
Oh yeah.
But to go and get games for the damn thing, the older ones are expensive.
They are expensive. Modan's so jealous of the beer in Canada. All I have is stupid American canoe beer.
Yeah.
Modan, we might be able to smuggle you some Canadian beer into. I never said that.
You can handle it.
You can't handle it.
You can't handle the beer.
Dude, love it. Days of Ruin is so good.
Really good. And I would say no better, no worse than because I love all of the Advance Wars games. So.
Oh, my 3DS collection is very quality over quantity. Contra 4, Alien Infestation, etc.
Alien is one of the ones I have.
Yes.
But I really want, like I said, Contra, Metal Slug, and there's 2 more Castlevanias I really want. And I feel if I don't get them really soon, they're going to be out of my price range because they're already expensive.
Scepter saying... Patty the Collector said, Chrono Trigger. Scepter said, wishes we could get into handhelds. I just love playing on the big screen. And yes, that's
I was saying the exact same thing, but I'm actually playing Astral Chain on the Switch handheld.
But you got the
only because I got the what is it called? The split pad. It's the Hori
split pad.
We had that feels too. Like it has like it looks, if you put together, it'd be like a 360 controller.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And it's perfect. It's exactly what I needed because I hate those stupid Joy-Cons. I fucking hate those things. I can't play for more than a half an hour. My hands get all cramped up trying to play that game.
And everyone I've had has a drift. So.
Oh, really?
Oh. Alpha Nerd saying Canadian beer is average at best, German beer all the way. But we don't drink, we like craft beer. So Flying Boats, we go to Flying Boats.
Flying Boats is a brewery here in Moncton, and he went over I do believe, to Germany for
like pretty much to train to brew.
I think he was over there for a long time, like 10 years or something. Yeah,
and
so he brews very. At first he started brewing very traditional German beers, but now I'm finding he has to do a bit of both.
You have to make your customers happy.
And you have to bring in people.
Yeah, you have to bring in people too.
You have to do both.
Yeah, but average big brand Canadian beer, We don't really drink it either.
I don't drink Molson and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't drink that stuff.
No.
No, I brew my own beer at home.
Yeah, I figured you probably don't drink that stuff.
No, I don't drink that stuff at all.
That's why you're set up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I never really got into it because I didn't enjoy beer until Scott started brewing it, and then I'm just craft beer all the way.
And once you start drinking craft beers and get a palate for it and get past that bitterness, because a lot of people's diets are very sweet based. Mm-hmm. So when they first have a craft beer, it's like, holy crap, that's bitter. I can't drink it. But if you like drinking like dark coffees, like if you like your coffee where you're not like putting like 3 sugar in that thing, like if you can have like almost black coffee, then your palate you're used to that bitter, then you can start really drinking.
I really enjoy a stout now, but I couldn't
yeah.
drink stout before I started drinking
and then you
coffee.
start really catching all the subtle flavors there.
Yeah. Modan saying a great game to suggest for Mr. Matthews. Luminous Arc 1 and 2, like Final Fantasy Tactics and Chrono Trigger had a baby.
Oh.
Now, what system is Luminous Arc on?
I'm
guessing more than one. I've heard of it because I love Final Fantasy Tactics, and Chrono Trigger was pretty good.
Now, Chrono Trigger on the DS.
That's when I played.
Okay, I've had people tell me that is the way to play it, and then I've heard people say no, stick to the original.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I am not really an RPG fan, so I played it just to see what the fuck everyone's talking about. Why is this such? Why is this going to change my life? And it better goddamn do it if I play through it, and it didn't. It was a fun experience. I had fun, but I had no desire to play through any of the other other storylines, because I guess there's like 7 endings. There's many endings.
There's a lot of endings to it there. Yeah.
But I think it had the anime cutscenes from the PlayStation version.
That's what I heard. And then I've heard people say that, I play the PlayStation version. And then I've heard people say that, that version sucks. So
I have to answer the question here of your
own opinion.
The game that Modan was suggesting is on the DS only.
The DS only, okay.
Yeah. And Frolickers is saying...
Yeah, so it must be...
Yeah.
Must be expensive if I don't have it.
Yeah, it might be.
Vita is hard to collect.
He's selling his entire Vita collection. Hope I do not regret this.
You will.
You will. And I don't think anybody who's ever sold...
And I'm not like trying to, I don't know anybody that has sold stuff. And like you may not regret it now, but down the road, I think you will.
Yes. My brother is not heavily into games now.
Don't be this guy.
Don't be that guy that sold all his PS1 games.
Never sell anything.
You'll never get back what you put into it, or it'll be worth way more, and you're like, shit, I wish I would have.
If there's nothing that you love on it, then I don't see a problem.
Then that's not a problem, I guess.
But if there are games that you love on that system, then maybe you might want to hang on to the games you love.
Yeah.
And just don't have the filler in the collection. And that's where I'm at with my Xbox collection. That I'm if I get something I want to try, it something's gonna leave. There are plenty of games that are just filler right now.
Exactly.
So.
My brother's not big into gaming right now. He does some PC gaming, but he's not. He used to be, and I think he's been watching the channel a little bit more. He'll talk to me, and I'm talking to him about games, because we never had that dynamic where I was more into games and more knowledgeable about games than he was. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, you know what I was thinking today? I really, really regret selling all my stuff. And he sold his stuff at like bargain basement prices. It was ridiculous. He had Chrono Trigger. He had Mutant League Hockey is expensive. He had a lot of stuff. And he just...
Operation Genesis, the Jurassic Park game there.
Yeah.
He had a bunch... Because he was recommending games for you to play for your education one, and every game was like over $300.
I was like, I don't have that kind of money. Like, I can't. Like, can you suggest a game that's not expensive, please? Mm-hmm. But yeah, he sold it. I swear, he sold the entire thing for like $200.
But he sold that in his own defense. He sold that like, has it been 10 years ago?
No, I don't.
The
think
market
it was quite
has
10
like
years ago.
blown up here in the last couple years.
It was because. just a tiny bit of history. I actually started as a reseller. So back when my firstborn was born, I did the typical dad thing where I just freaked out about money. So that's when I sold off.
You're going to be a provider.
And this was kind of during the my resurgence of at least getting more interested in playing some games. So at that point, I had some Game Boy Advance games, and that was pretty much it. And when I saw what some of those were going for, I was like, that's more than I could just go buy it for right now. So why wouldn't I just go buy more of these and just keep on selling? And then that will be my job too, in addition to this other one that I have in the mouth to feed. And I wish the prices back then were like they were now.
I know.
But I mean, this was also, I'm not going to say I was reselling before it was cool. But I mean, I was the only one that it was a new idea
that was doing it. Yeah.
And at that time, it was also very, very easy to walk into GameStop or Game Crazy. We had that back then. And find games that were even then, $40, $50 games for $6. Or they were selling all of the retro games for $3 for $10.
I know. It doesn't happen now.
I mean, I bought Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy a couple times and sold it. So
that's crazy. It's crazy to think about. And then, you know what's even crazier to think about? There's still stores like that out there, and there's still games sitting on shelves like that.
Well,
and
you know what?
You're just not seeing it
because PS3 took a big spike when Sony decided they were going to close the PS3 store and then change their mind later, or whatever. But PS3 games just went whoo, and during this trade wars thing, we traveled to Oromocto, and on just because she needed to use the washroom, we had to stop at a gas station, and in the gas station there was video and game rental, and in there was a shelf of games that there were just.
But you wouldn't know if you didn't ask because it looked like they were renting them.
Yeah, there were like games that were like, $50, $60, $80. They were going for $10 a piece. There's like, holy shit. No.
Corona in a can. Growing up, I've always traded in and got the newer stuff. I wish I could go back in time and choke my younger self out and say, keep it all. Yeah.
I think we all did it.
Yeah, and dancing.
Honestly, I think that's what people are still doing. I think that's what they do.
Yeah.
Yep. Cartridge games are getting rare and wild.
Super rare stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Never. Yes. I never see cartridges anymore.
You see the same ones.
At Goodwill, I can usually count on seeing a bunch of shitty Wii games and PS2 games and maybe some 360 games, usually like Connect. Usually with, I think Let's Dance is still kind of popular. Every now and then, once I saw, because I'm still somewhat reseller minded, just because I know I could turn that and then buy something with that money on eBay.
Well, that's just smart. My collection.
Yeah. So they had Wii Sports Resorts there, a Wii Sport Resort. And I was like, it was $2. I'm like, I'm gonna.
And they didn't know.
I know what I can get for this. $2 for the disc out of it. So I mean, if there's any good games, whether they're valuable or not, someone's already stolen the disc out and just put the case back.
Exactly.
Which is bullshit.
We actually ran into that where it was Def Jam Fight for New York.
And I was like,
and we're like, holy crap. And then we open it up and it's not that.
It's not that. And I was like, you assholes. Yeah. And he got me all excited for nothing. I was like, look, we finally found a gem in a thrift store.
You know what? No. The entire month of doing our trade war, we got one game in a thrift store.
Yeah.
One game. And we traveled everywhere.
Yeah.
In New Brunswick. And you want to say what it was?
Rock Band for the Wii.
Rock Band for the Wii. Yeah. And we didn't make much money off it.
No, it was $1.75, and I was like, well.
And we made a few bucks off it. But,
it was something.
Dude, you cannot come up here and thrift. It doesn't exist.
I wonder how many Connected Ventures we've all passed up. I know.
Oh my god.
That's all you find at a thrift store. Those Connected Ventures. I'm like, how many did they make?
And see, I would have taken that drive for. We were talking about Core on the DS that you passed up because they're like an hour away.
Well, we ended up.
No. We actually went that next day.
Did you?
I talked to her and I'm like, let's go on a road trip. The hell with it.
Yeah.
And I was driving up there to get it.
I know.
Going,
but we were faster.
Yeah, we're closer.
I told you I was gassing up and leaving right now.
Yeah.
That's one because I collect for the DS, so that's one I've been looking for. That unfortunately just
it was loose too. I don't know
was
if you
it
collect
That's
in-box. Yeah, exactly.
I'm in that same boat too. I'm like, fuck
yeah.
that. But
like
I
you can get
probably
loose cartridge, but loose DS still is like.
I probably would have held on to it till I got a complete one and then traded.
There's been my main resource for buying video games is a store that we used to have, a chain of stores called Dimple Records. It's predominantly a record store, but they also sold video games also. And
okay.
Up until the time they closed, they had just boilerplate stamps on. It was $4.99 for NES, $6.99 for Super Nintendo, $7.99 for the N64.
Wow.
And they didn't care. They didn't price check. All their money was made on the CDs and records and stuff.
Yeah.
So when they went out of business, they were selling everything. They were basically trying to just get rid of it all. So at that point, I was buying just super, because at the premium titles at the end, they were kind of setting off to the side. So I was able to get some of those premium loose DS games, like I don't even know the titles off the top of my head, that were $30 games, able to get them for half price. So that those I have loose.
Yeah.
Because I have some kind of hope that maybe at some point the universe will bless me with another gift of finding that case.
Yeah.
I think you have to at some point.
Or a complete copy, and then you could sell the loose one and kind of cut your cost.
Yeah.
But the DS is kind of like the Genesis. I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a loose Genesis card. So I'm not going to buy a loose DS card either.
See, I will. With the Genesis, it's so rare. I have to. If I want a Genesis card, I have to, because we don't see complete ones.
We have a Genesis wall.
Now you mention it.
We have a Genesis wall, but most of them, and we're not getting rid of our Genesis games, so it doesn't matter to us, are repro cases with printed labels that I've done on photo paper, so they look really nice.
Mm-hmm. Look nice on
but
the
they're
wall,
not complete.
But they're not complete.
They're
loose. They're loose cards.
Yeah.
Can't find them.
It makes for a nice art piece.
Like this is a nice plastic case. Why would you take the cartridge out and then lose the case? It's meant to stay in the cartridge.
I know.
It holds like the manual even. You don't have to.
To find one with a manual in doesn't happen up here.
It doesn't. We did buy a couple off a guy for a really great price with manuals.
My Streets of Rage #1.
Yeah.
I got complete. I was just awesome because I love that game, right?
Yes.
Now there have been some games, some Genesis games that I've been rewarded, like Batman on Genesis. I had that loose for the longest time.
Yeah.
Really?
And I was like, I'm not gonna, because I'm a snob. So if it's a loose Genesis or a loose DS cartridge, I'm not going to consider it part of the collection. I'll just kind of put it in like limbo, and then once it's at least a case, if not a manual, then I'll bring it in and welcome it to the fold. So I was lucky enough to find. I was holding on to Revenge of Shinobi and a Shadow Dancer.
Oh, nice.
A Shadow Dancer and Batman for the longest time before I finally actually got cases for them.
Oh, awesome.
And so I was able to actually add them to the collection.
You find cases separately? Like
no, I think it was. I say that because I ended up with the case somehow, but I'm not exactly sure how it happened. So it might have been maybe I found the game and just did a label upgrade, which is probably more accurately what actually happened.
Yeah.
Which is probably ultimately what I'm hoping for, just to at least find the game. You don't find cases separately. You find the game.
I think we have a couple separate cases, but that was because we bought the games hoping that they were going to, well, I know one for sure. We were hoping was going to work, and then it didn't. And we tried to resurface it. GameCube game.
Oh, no, that's GameCube. That's not Genesis stuff.
No, but I'm saying a case.
Yeah.
We have a spare case now because we couldn't get that game to work. We do have the complete game now, but
I
think that's how you
Punisher
find
on the Genesis. Found that. That's expensive ass game.
Yeah.
And I was happy just to have it loose. Like I'm happy just to have my loose cards, like my NES, my SNES, and my Genesis. And my N64. I'm happy with my loose stuff.
But I do get you on the Genesis because they were nice cases. With the SNES and the
I would love to have my Genesis games, because I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I had a Genesis. I was a Genesis guy.
Yeah.
I would love to. It doesn't exist up here.
No, it
does not.
Well,
it's so rare.
There's the odd
But they're very generic games. Yeah. Don't even want the collection there.
Those were the important cases to keep, apparently. Yeah. Nobody took the game out of the case because it was just a
something
whatever.
like that, pretty much.
In Camden Valley Village, sucks to buy games overpriced. You're right.
It sucks here. I don't know if it sucks everywhere else, but it sucks here. I see these videos on YouTube. They're like, watching Pac-Man. Yeah, I walked in the Value Village and grabbed this, and this. I'm like, fuck you. There, I can't do that here. Everything's in a glass case.
Retro Gamer Brando. I have a stack of about 100 empty cases for a bunch of different systems, just in case I find the loose game someday. And that, yes,
I have that too.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yep. And I'm lately starting to wonder if maybe it's time just to cut the cord and just drop that. Here's a big old giant box of loose DS cases with no games here for $15. Take it on eBay.
Oh Jesus, that'll be the day. That'll be the day you find a bunch of those games.
Yeah.
Oh, and you'll just
you know how you look. There's a game that you've been hunting for like a couple years, and then all of a sudden you get it, and you're like, "Fuck! It's more than what I want to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get it because I don't see it anymore."
Yeah.
And then you fucking see it everywhere. Yeah. It happens to me all the time.
Actually,
a bunch of numbers. Loose Genesis games. Humans are pigs.
I know, right? Oh, I shouldn't have to play my games like that.
No.
It's just that when a company is kind enough to give you a hard case to keep your game in,
I know.
Use it. Take it.
Yes.
Nintendo hated you. They gave you a cardboard box that we instantly shredded and
just what's this garbage?
Oh, I know. You can't, like, they're harder and harder to come by because cardboard, like, if you put it in a place that's like humid, they're getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid you have a flood. Those are at the bottom of a bin somewhere in some grandmother's basement. So, I say the same thing. Who fills a CD binder full of games and throws out the case? They don't take up that much room. It's so true.
The CDs, though.
Drive me crazy.
Do you know what's crazy? We bought a game from a guy, a DS game. Revelations. What was it? Resident Evil Revelations, the misprint one.
There's a misprint label where they spelled Revelations wrong.
Print of that one?
They did, and they offered to swap it out, but a lot of people kept it because they thought it'd be worth more. It's actually not worth any more.
No,
I was that guy. I don't want that. Don't correct it.
No, it's
I'm gonna retire on that. Is what.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's not actually worth if any.
It's not worth any more at all.
But he sold us that, and then he gave us a loose. We were talking about it, Alien Infestations.
Yeah, gave it to us. Just here you go, guys.
And then another loose
I'm like,
one.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he gave us 2 loose games that were worth more than the game we bought. From him.
Yeah, Alien Infestation is a great game. It's kind of like obviously it's on your list, so you know it's a good game.
Yeah.
But Way Forward, they still continue to do really great games. They did Contra 4.
So I took my loose copy. And then I knew the pawn shop had, I think, 2 complete copies.
Well, they had it underpriced.
And then I traded up and then just paid the difference, right?
Well,
I got that loose copy for free.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we used the 2 loose games that we got, and we traded up on that one and got a full copy of Alien Infestations.
I had my pick there of 2. I think there was at least 2 games.
There was 2 or 3, and they were like, pick your
minty almost.
Yeah,
beautiful copy.
Did you play through it?
No, not yet.
No, we just
played it there for maybe an hour. It's pretty cool. Yep. I like it.
Yeah, it's a very light Metroidvania.
Yes.
I kind of feel like it had probably a rush because it's a lot of those Way Forward games just end. It's kind of like it's like they don't really do any kind of. You beat the last guy, then credits roll. There's no end cutscene or anything. So it's a really good game up to that point, but it's still really. No one does, I think, sprite art quite like Way Forward. So it's, you saw that with Contra 4.
I haven't played it yet.
You haven't played Contra 4 either? It's on your list. That's right.
It's on my list.
I want everything you say, so I don't repeat it.
Yeah. Well, you'll get it eventually. You'll get it eventually. Scepter saying, I've bought records where a different artist was pressed on one of the sides. Some of those are worth something. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. We have Cinderella can't stay long, just noticed live, popping and say hi.
Hey, hi.
I know her, and she's actually family, and I want to
Who's that?
I'll show you later.
Oh.
But yeah, I saw that Cinderella, and I didn't see the little thumbnail, and I was like, oh, maybe she has to go like do bidding for her evil stepsisters or whatever, because that's why she can't stay long. Cinderella. Never mind. Moving on.
I don't get it. I don't know.
It's Cinderella.
Okay.
Wicked stepsister.
Yes, I get that part. I don't know. Get who?
She can't stay long because she has to do her evil stepmother and wicked stepsisters bidding.
Are you?
Shut up.
Are you wanting me to laugh? I don't know what you want here.
Talking code, get it?
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
It took me a bit to find Pocky and Rocky.
Oh my God.
NES.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's expensive.
That is expensive. Okay, so since my Cinderella joke, that wasn't even a joke, didn't do well, let's move on to the next game.
So the last ones are heavy hitters.
Yeah.
There we go. This is what we're really waiting for. Okay, advance forward. Contra. I'll just jump right into it.
Contra.
I don't know how many people don't have Contra at least on their top 10 list. This is, I guess, since this is my only NES game in this.
I'm absolutely.
I guess this is my favorite NES game.
Wow.
Is it your favorite NES
Perfect.
game?
It must be because that. Yeah, I didn't think to grab any other NES games.
Really?
So I guess this is my favorite. There are just so many NES games that I absolutely love. Obviously, the Mega Man ones, Castlevania.
I was assuming there was going to be a Mega Man in this.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah.
It is.
But amazing game. I know. I guess this kind of goes a little bit into the NES hard games. This is a very challenging game, and I never beat it as a kid, but I just played the hell out of it. And everyone did. Everyone had this game, and if you didn't have this game, one of your friends did. Probably more than one of your friends had this game.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I guess it's only because it's so good that it's rare now because no one's getting rid of it.
It goes for about $40 up here.
Does it? And which is that's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Goes
for about $40 Canadian, which would probably be
worth it.
32 American.
Yeah, I think that's about.
My math is close.
Because I know for a long time it was like people were hoarding them, and
you don't see them often. You don't see them often.
You'd see listings on eBay like super rare Contra. I have 25 available, and
yeah, super rare.
Yep. Oh, that shit happens all the time.
Now I'm not very familiar with what's on the Switch. I'm assuming that is there, that you can go and buy that and play it on the Switch.
Well,
on their eShop or whatever they call it.
Because I don't think that the Switch, I'll be honest, I usually mess around with the PS4 more than the Switch.
Me too, but I'm just
an Animal Crossing machine.
I'm just starting to really dive into it, but Jen won't let me buy anything.
95 cents.
What are you talking about?
She won't sync the account. It's under her name, and she won't let me buy
I don't know how to. And
I think when you have the online account through the Switch, all the games are essentially free. They're so you don't have to buy it anymore. So it's not like the Virtual Console.
I don't know how to do it. You know what? He'll ask me when I'm doing something, which is always because I'm the busiest person alive. Not really, but I am very busy. But I'm just like, how mad do I want to get at technology right now? Because this is going to take over my life. And I'm going to have a hissy fit. And I'm like, I don't want to be miserable at this moment in time.
It's enough with Durant. Is that Contra? Is that your favorite Contra game? Must be.
Why are you asking difficult questions? I showed you the game. This is what we're doing. Yes, I would say the Contra is my favorite Contra game. I wouldn't say it's the best Contra game.
Oh, but it's your favorite.
When I say stuff like that, it drives my wife crazy. Like, why would the best be your favorite? Don't say shit like that.
Yeah. So what is
that another game is better?
What is, in your opinion, the best Contra game?
I kind of feel like you're leading me towards something, so I'm going to subvert expectations and say I think Super C is probably the best Contra game.
You know what? I had this almost identical conversation with Captain Algebra, and he was Super C. I really like hardcore on the Genesis.
I kind of felt like you were wanting me to say that one.
You get my ass whipped on that all day long, though. It's crazy.
I haven't played it though. Now that I have,
it's so intense. Yeah. The music. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna die!
I have it on the mini, but the thing is, I love the Contra series, and I want to complete that love by actually having a real cartridge that I could stick in the machine and play it that way.
See, I have
as opposed to playing the Genesis Mini version, which is fine, and I'll probably end up doing that. But I've been trying to hold out that experience for when it's an actual hard cartridge.
It's one of those ones that is going up in price. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I think that's a fruitless endeavor on my part. Just accept what I got. But.
Yeah. Have you played? It's on the PS2. What's
Shattered Soldier?
Shattered Soldier.
Is that the one we were playing? Is that what I was getting at?
That was. I like that one.
Dude, that was really good. I didn't play through it. However, I did play. It's one of those ones I played.
I didn't play through it either, but that's one that we.
Because I was trying to kind of thin out my PS2 collection to decide which one goes in the box and back in the closet, and which one can stay out here in the good room.
Yeah.
And I played through Shattered. I'm assuming we're talking about the right one, and not Neo Contra. I think is the other one, right?
Neo, I think, is the other one. I haven't played that, and I don't have that one. So
okay, so it must be Shattered Soldiers. We're talking
Shattered.
About
yeah. See, that one when it starts up, the music is just
that is really, the soundtrack is amazing of that game.
Do you know what? I have to say something really fat and really. Like, I saw Hollywood Polo earlier in the chat, and he said something, and I never popped it up, and now I feel really bad.
You should.
I do. I always try to say hi to everybody.
He's always supporting us.
Yes.
Shame on you.
I know.
Shame on you.
I hope he watches this and sees that I feel bad. Sir Tiz, there's a Contra collection on Switch for about $20. Oh. That's awesome.
Well, I think that's just I want to say that's the Contra Super C. I think Operation C for the Game Boy, then the two 16-bit ones, and maybe the arcade versions of that.
Oh, okay.
Right? Isn't there another NES Contra game?
Contra Fourth, which is not really that.
Okay, but it's expensive as hell, though, eh? Like,
yeah, it's the what was it? I think it was originally called Hound. And I've watched someone play through it, and it feels like that game was meant to be more like a sequel to Jackal. It's like if the guys from the that's the impression I got just by watching the way it plays. It seems like it was meant to be like these are the guys from Jackal. Now they've gotten out and they're shooting guys. That kind of felt like that's how it's supposed to be. And then they were like, yeah, Contra game. We got to sell to the Americans. Get a different name.
Yeah.
Now you want to play that, don't you?
I love Jackal.
It's like one of your favorite games.
But it was I do believe it was my first NES game I ever got. So
yeah.
And that's what Pac-Man was saying too.
Yeah.
Wasn't it also his number one game?
It might have been. I know he loves it. I know Gaming Off the Grid love it. There's a lot of people, a lot of channels in our community that really enjoy it.
Really enjoy it.
I love it. I just beat it last year was the first time I ever beat it by myself.
Yeah.
I beat it too, but I cheated.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't like to cheat a game, but especially since I preach against this in my videos sometimes. Yeah. But sometimes, goddamn it, you just want to see the end of the game, and you don't want to go through time of learning. So you just
it's that last level, man. That last level is tough to get to the boss, and that boss is tough.
I'm about to do that with fucking Devil's Island.
Island.
It's Devil's Island. It's Devil's Island in this house.
It's Adventure Island she's talking about.
I'm about ready to do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the first one?
I should show you how to beat it.
Yes, 8-2. This is as far as I can get.
People have recommended that to me also, because what I've really been liking is that people are recommending me more hard games.
Yes.
Yeah. That one's come up a few times.
I always want to call it Devil's Island, but Adventure Island
Now, who are you playing that for? Who are you trying to? I'm assuming that's part of your gamer school.
I just want to
That's
finish.
the worst kind, though, because you're not going to let yourself go.
No, and I remember playing it as a kid and thinking that guy in the little skateboard was cool. Like that was a fun game. He threw some stuff, and he hatched an egg, and that seems different. And so I really want to play more of it. I remember playing it as a kid.
Buddy, lightsaber's on here now.
Oh, hey, lightsaber!
Just looking at some of the.
Yeah,
she's down at the bottom there.
But yeah, that damn Devil's Island game. And you know what? And you know what? Every time I say, hey guys, on an Instagram or Twitter post, what should I play? Captain Algebra comes on. How about you finish Adventure Island? And I was like, shut up.
Yeah.
I was like, shh, don't say that.
Okay, since we're talking about NES games, I have like a list of games that it's my bucket list of games I want to finish. Do you have a bucket list of games you need to beat?
Kind of. I have the
lightsaber. This is the party that never ends. So don't worry. You can be late and you will still be here.
Kind of. Do you mean, are you just talking NES right now?
I'm just talking NES.
Just in general.
Yeah. In general, but if you have a bucket list, how many games we got left? Anyway. One. Okay, well, let's get into this. What is your bucket list games that you need to beat? And I expect to see these on your channel.
I want to hear people in the comment section too.
What are your bucket list games? I do have bucket list games I need to beat.
Yeah.
I do want to complete the NES Hard series, at least the first 10. So that's how I've been kind of going through. Some of those games I've already beaten before, so I just kind of rebeat them for those episodes.
Yeah.
But the next one's coming up would be the Ninja Gaiden series.
Somebody was asking where is that?
I was close, but I never finished the first one.
Somebody was asking in the comments, and I didn't pop it up, and I was like, oh, I should mention that. They were saying, where's Ninja Gaiden at?
That's coming up. That's the next episode. It's one I've been kind of low-key working on for a while. Nice. So Ninja Gaiden series, Battletoads, Punch-Out, Castlevania 3.
Oh yeah.
I got Punch-Out under my belt last year.
Did you?
This year.
Now, did you do that on the legit cartridge, or did you use another method?
Okay. No.
Legit.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Well, I mean, did you you didn't emulate it?
Nope.
No. Okay. So I was wondering if you had to, because of the lag that you got from.
No, I played on CRT. I play it all old school.
Yeah.
That's how I had to beat it there. Now, where you play it on a flat screen, you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
You're going to have a real hard time.
Yeah. Yes. Because Dennis tried, and Dennis can beat that game every time he plays it. It's just,
I've seen him barely sitting up drunk and like put the controller in hand, he'll beat Tyson. I'm like,
yeah, it just it makes you want to hit him.
But we put him playing the mini, he couldn't do it.
He was getting frustrated.
I heard there's just enough lag there because
just enough lag.
I was practicing. I guess spoiler alert. I've already beaten Ninja Gaiden for
nice.
During this preparing for the video, I did beat it many times. So I got kind of good at the game while practicing to beat which is also kind of the point of the videos.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was only playing on. I don't use a CRT TV. I use a regular old flat screen TV with a aftermarket console that's FPGA, so it should be pretty good. But I use a wired controller. So I got in obviously the original cartridge. So that's the way I got used to playing the game. But at some point, I got so frustrated with the final boss. I was like, I got to use save states. I got to actually find some way to just let me just beat practice against this boss without having to replay the entire stage over and over again.
Yes, because it's time consuming. That's where the EverDrive comes in.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, well, hold on. The NES Mini's got the save state function.
Yeah.
It's so different that I couldn't play it at all. Just that version of it was like the timing's just off. I looked like I just picked up the game for the first time.
Yep.
So I had to go back and I was like, well, I'll just do it the old fashioned way that we did when we were kids. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the way it is for Punch-Out because it's so timing based, just like Ninja Gaiden.
I know.
That's just it.
I know for a fact. Like if you want to beat Punch Out, you really should play it on a CRT.
It's just
you're just gonna see it. It's gonna feel. It's gonna be hard, but once you beat it,
sure
you know how
it's
to beat it.
doable.
It's doable, yeah. But there's that lag cuts your timing down by fractions of a second,
And
which
it's
you don't
already
have.
fractions of a
It's
second.
a fraction of a second. When Tyson goes to swing, it flickers and you got to move. That's your tell. On the flat screen, that's the difference. And talking to Wes, they're on Gaming Off the Grid, and I think he said the same thing. He said, "Fuck, you can't fucking play that thing on a flat screen there. Holy shit!"
It's the flicker. It's that.
Yeah. And my buddy Phil was trying to beat it, and I think he was playing it on the Mini, and he was having a hard time. And Phil is good. Phil can beat Battletoads and stuff. Phil's a good gamer.
Sleep.
Yeah, Phil's a good gamer.
Yeah.
That game's not meant to be played on the flat screen.
Yeah.
CRT.
Well, then I might have a rough time ahead.
You might. I could be full of shit.
Yeah,
there too.
you could.
Well,
I see people on YouTube.
I don't know.
Yeah, I see people on YouTube showing people how to beat the game.
Well,
they're using, an emulator. I don't know if it's on the computer or what, but there's definitely.
Let me ask you.
Scepter said he beat all the Ninja Gaidens on the retro USB AVS, so it can be done.
But Scepter, have you beaten Punch Out?
Yes, we want to know how.
I think it can be done, but I think for me, I could sit down and play it on the CRT because that's what I'm used to, and I would beat it. But then give me the controller and play it on the big screen there, on the flat screen there, and I would look like I never played the game before. So I guess it might depend on what you play, what you start with.
So let me ask you then. So from the time that you decided I'm going to beat Punch Out, and when you finally actually did it, how long of a time was that?
Okay, what I did, and it was this year, and on one of our live streams, I was drinking, and Dennis was bragging about beating it, and then I think it was Scotty J Retro, one of our get-to-know gamer.
Oh, was it on
And then I was like, I'm doing it! 2021, Tyson's going down. I opened up my big drunken mouth and said it, and then as of January 1st, I said, all right, I'm going to start. And was it January 18th?
Yeah.
I beat it.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
and I wasn't going crazy because I don't have a lot of time. I have to play my games in the morning.
I'd have to look back, but it wasn't a long time span.
Yeah, so it wasn't a full month, I don't think. But I was playing maybe 45 minutes a day or something. It's one of those things, because I was doing it legit. You go up to a certain amount and you get the code. Yeah. I can beat these guys easy, and then I can practice, and then you beat these guys easy, and then you practice, and you get all the way up to Tyson. Now I'm going to practice Tyson, but I didn't say I beat it until I started from the first guy and played straight through without any codes.
Awesome.
And then I beat it, and I was like, there, I beat it. And it was this day, and it was like, I don't know, 11 a.m. or something there. Before I went to work, I was all pumped up.
Oh, yeah.
So is that one of those games you beat and shelved, or do you continue to come back to it? Or do you play it?
No, I come back to it. I was going back to it a lot, but I haven't touched it now in probably been a month and a half. So.
I wonder if that would be a little bit more difficult.
Because when we had our EverDrive, that was one of the games I tested. I said, if I can beat Punch Out, then there's no lag on the EverDrive, and I can beat it. But
it's great.
It was. I could tell it was rusty because I beat him in the third round, which is way harder.
Oh yeah.
And I think I only had 15 seconds left in the round or something, but I beat him. But that was just me being rusty. It wasn't
I'd like to aspire to say I'm going to someday too, and it just makes me nervous.
Once you beat him, the game's not hard. You just know.
You just know. Yeah, well, it's patterns like any NES game.
If Thumb Brothers is still watching, he's probably going to get pissed at me for saying this, but I kind of feel that Ninja Gaiden is the same way. The hard part is learning the game, and that's very, very, very hard. However, just like Punch Out, Ninja Gaiden is very timing based. So I have. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but you can see it on my channel. I have No Death Run a couple games.
Nice.
And Ninja Gaiden is one of them. I kind of feel like Ninja Gaiden was the hardest game that I've beaten, and yet the easiest one to repeat as a no death run.
Because once you figure it out,
it's muscle memory at some point. You just kind of fall into this dance that's why I think it's such a popular game for everyone to have on their channel as no death runs, or at least beating the game.
Yeah.
Because it represents a lot of practice and a lot of time and a lot of effort, but once you get that far, then it's kind of easy to do. Comparatively. I'm not saying it's an easy game, but I would say that once you're practiced at it, it might be easier than some of the other games.
I feel like Punch-Out's the same thing. Like, if you had asked me a year ago, I was like, fuck, that game is hard. Like, holy shit, there's some guys, like, I would get stuck at Macho Man, and Macho Man to this day still gives me a harder time than Tyson.
Yes.
Because Tyson has a very easy pattern there. Like, Macho Man got that tornado punch that can be random. It can be like 3, it can be 7. Sometimes it's like 11 there.
I want to cut in here for a second. A couple people have mentioned games that are on their list. Dan Bunch of Numbers said it's Punch-Out for him as well.
I can't tell you how good it felt the day I beat him. And then you know what? I put my phone, like, tablet up, and I beat him. And then I went back, and I was like, fuck, how fucking fail. I freaked out in front of the camera. Fuck, I beat him. And then I found my tablet, and it ran out of space, and it cut off right before I beat him. I'm like, you fucking son of a bitch. I missed it the first time. Oh, man. Yeah.
Patty the Collector says Splatterhouse for Genesis is one that I want to buy, play, and beat.
I want that in my collection. I don't have it.
And Scepter said, I haven't. We were asking about the Tyson it was AVS. I haven't, but I get to Tyson pretty easily. I just don't know how to handle Tyson, but hasn't watched any strategies either.
Tyson is, you need a plan to beat him in the second round.
Yes. Yeah, it gets so much harder in the third. I don't know.
You need to survive the first minute and a half.
So then that does give me hope, though, because I've heard that with the problems people are having with Punch-Out, you get hung up very quickly. Like, you can't get past. Yeah.
You got to get the first minute and a half. First minute and a half, he comes at you hard. And every time he hits you with an uppercut, he knocks you down. But if you can dodge for the first minute and a half, get past that, then he starts throwing like more of like a jab that won't knock you down, but it will damage you. But then your strategy is, or my strategy is at that point, is to bring his energy right down to the point of like knockout almost. But don't drop him.
Yeah.
Start the second round with him just a sliver,
and then
get that quick knockdown, and then he gets up and he throws these 2 jabs. But if you block him, you can throw a belly shot and you get a star punch, and then you can fill up on star punches. And after a certain amount of those, then he switches into the uppercuts, and you can dodge and stuff like that. But you have to beat him. It's way easier to beat him in the second round
than the third. Yeah.
The third round gets a little bit wild. His patterns change quite a bit.
So, Scepter, go try that real quick and come back and let us know if it worked.
Let me know.
Yeah. Tony in the can said, would you consider the NES Mini an emulation and not consider officially beating an NES game? Or is that considered officially beating it? I mean, if it's official Nintendo hardware.
I still consider that. I don't think it's
if you're beating it with save states, I don't think.
You're finishing a game at that point. You're finishing it. Now, if you beat it and it's emulation, but you played it how it would be played, then I think that's beating it.
I finished Zelda 2. That freaking game. It's frustrating to no end.
I was going to ask about that at some point.
And I could have really struggled hard and then been able to beat it because, you get saves and stuff in the game. But there are some points because I have such a limited time in the morning that I would I'm just save stating it here. And then the next morning I'll come back and I'll continue to play from that save state, like as if I was playing it on a modern console.
Yeah.
So I consider I finished it. But that game is freaking hard.
Well, that's the same thing
it's
with me
frustrating.
With Little Samson.
But now that I know it, and I know the enemies, and I know where to go, I could beat it, but I didn't enjoy the game that much, to be quite honest.
See, I guess I make the same concessions that you do. I don't, just because the game is emulated doesn't mean it's not a real game. So if you beat Contra, if you beat Mega Man 2 on your PC, then it's, to me, even if it controls just a little bit differently and the music sounds just a little bit different, it's still the same as actually plugging that cartridge in the NES and playing it.
Exactly.
As long as you actually played it the way you would have played it.
It was intended. As long as you're not doing save states to get yourself through the game, because if you save state it when you die and then I can start over again,
question. I have an interesting question. Now, I only finished Little Samson. I will go back and beat it because it's not that hard a game. It's just hard at first because I didn't understand how to beat the last boss, and I kept trying to use one guy, and it wasn't going to work. But when you use the mouse and you go up to that final, like the second version of that final boss, and you drop those bombs, you can beat him so much faster. And it's a pattern thing. Now I will go back and beat the game. But
Nintendo Power.
Yeah, I actually got stuck on that final boss, but thank you for telling me how to beat him.
It's the mouse. And you know what? It's the mouse. And in that last stage in the castle or wherever you're at, they start giving you these like little corridors to go down, these little hallways. And you're like, what the hell's down there? Obviously, I would have to take my mouse. Is it so important? No, you can get those things to build it up more, to build that level up more. And it's important because you're going to need him. And I took that last guy out really. He's so easy. The first like form of him to take him out, he's throwing these like balls at you, and you just jump, and then you duck and you throw a bunch of stuff at him, and that's easy enough to beat that first form. The second form, when he goes up in the air and he drops all the balls, and then they come across you at the screen. Now I can duck most of them and jump most of them now with Lil Samson. But you need the mouse. You need the mouse to go over and like kill him, and that's the easiest way to kill him. You're not going to kill him any other way. It's the mouse.
I that must have been because it's been a couple years since I played it, and I got stuck on the final boss.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll come back to this, and I just haven't come back to it yet. So that it must have been the final form because I got frustrated somehow.
It is.
So
that final form is ridiculous.
But you are.
My question was, what if you save state not necessarily because you can't get it all the way, you can't go all the way through with your amount of lives. What if you save it because you just don't have time? Is that still cheating? Like
that's like pressing pause on your NES and then leaving it on overnight and coming back to it. So I know some people probably say shenanigans, but I kind of feel like you're using it the same way as we did when we were kids.
You know what I always say? You know what I always say? I said, if you claim to beat it, then we'll put the fucking game in the machine and play it on the CRT. And if you can beat it the way I beat it in the friggin' 80s, this all sounds bad. Then you can beat the game. But if you need to rely on save states, then you can't beat the game. You finish the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you right now, I have no death ran Super Ghouls and Ghosts first and second quest. However, I did use save states to just leapfrog my way through the game on the SNES Mini, so I don't count that as even a passive victory.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where it'd be like, I've seen the end of the game.
Yes.
But I literally restarted every time I died.
Well,
every time
I've
done that on
I
some
restarted.
games. Yep.
So technically, I did do all the work. It was still me pressing all the buttons to make those motions to beat the game. I don't consider that a victory.
Well, I'm like that with Contra Hardcore on Genesis.
Dan, bunch of numbers.
I can't beat it. I have to do save states. That's the only way I got through the game to see the end.
Dan Bunch of Numbers said, my brother used to leave it paused overnight. It drives me nuts. And I asked Scott about that. I'm like, can I do that with Devil's Island, please?
No,
and
fucking hold that machine.
He's like, no.
Burn
it. Ruin our NES. And I was like, fine. Not to hone in on our own channel, but Scepter saying can't wait to watch the finale to Trade Wars. And I don't know if he's talking about the videos from today or we are live streaming next week just to give everybody the results and talk about everything on there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about everything.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know.
Wasn't able, like we tried.
Scepter know.
I thank you, Pat. Thank you, Andy. Because I was trying to undersell that earlier on, but since you said one of my first, I think we kind of figured out that I must have been one of your first 150 because I think you had 12 episodes up when I subbed. I think. I don't know.
That's
I don't know if you wrote down what I
though.
said back then, but
that's so much fun.
No, because he on one of his.
Well, then should I ask there? Because I asked earlier. and I asked if somebody's in the chat. I don't know who recommended.
It might have been Pat.
I feel like
but I remember it being after one of the Get to Know Gamer
too.
And somebody told me check this guy out, and then
yeah, it might have been Captain.
I don't remember. It was Captain Algebra because he was on not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it was backstage. It was at the end because I asked, well, recommend some guys there. I'll go check them out because you should try.
But it might have been during the live stream too.
Because we're always looking for new people to come on the channel.
I hate to do this.
Do it anyway.
You're gonna have a good time.
Do it anyway.
But since Pac-Man is here, I have to say I'm kind of surprised you haven't asked me if I voted.
See,
I've been kind of just waiting for. I was like, are they going to get to it? We're going to address this elephant in the room.
You know what? I feel like some of the viewers are taking it more seriously than I am, because I mean it sucks to give up your games.
Yeah.
But I only started off with $20, but I put a hell of a lot of hard work into it. And that's not because I'm not taking it seriously, but this was a collaboration between the two channels that we considered ourselves friends.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we had to come up with an idea because we wanted to collab, and this was the idea. Yeah. So then, and then we're like, well, we'll put it on. Like it's a competition. I hate you. Fuck you, Pac-Man Case. And we did that because we wanted to be fun for the viewers. And some viewers really ate it up. And like,
really?
I swear to God, we have videos now that will be premiering, and we'll have thumbs down before the game for the video.
I've seen that. Like, who's gonna thumb down?
I'm like, fuck you guys. The video hasn't come out yet.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It was crazy. I was like, what the hell? It doesn't.
But if you go to Andy's channel, he's winning. If you go to your channel, you're winning.
Yeah, exactly.
At least 3 hours ago when I checked.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's just it. People aren't voting, and people aren't voting like just like take the two games into consideration.
Like the collections. Take two. I wish we could have just had it done it like.
I love you.
Two separate piles. Which ones would you want more?
Oh no, we created trolls. No, they were always trolls. They just found us.
Well, since no one asked me, I do want to tell what I did.
You're not being objective.
What'd you do?
Did you vote for us on our channel and him for his?
No.
Even it out. Hey, that's what I would do.
I went to Andy's channel and I voted Retro Rivals because Andy, I can be bought. And then I went to your channel and I voted Pac-Man Case because America.
So
literally my votes just went. But
that's fine. That just evens it out, right?
Exactly.
It did nothing, but I was totally. I wasn't even Sweden, so.
Switzerland. Oh, that's awesome, and I love it.
But I just wanted to get involved anyway, so.
Well, that's what we want. That's what we want.
Yeah.
We're just hoping this. We were hoping hey, this might let's stir up the drama and. Maybe this will blow up there, and maybe it'll become popular. And
I'm happy we're nominating 2 new channels to carry it through, because it'll be 2 new rivals going at it.
Yeah,
maybe they will actually be rivals. That'd be crazy.
I'll tell you, these
legit hate each
channels,
other. Thanks for picking us.
Yeah, these 2 new channels we're nominating, they're quite tight. So I'm interested to see how this goes.
Maybe not at the end.
Maybe not at the end.
And which is weird because I feel like even though you have almost the same subscriber number at this point, you and Pac-Man.
We're very close.
Don't you have the same audience? Why would people not be being objective? I don't get that.
But I don't know.
I'm not sure. Like it's not supposed to be personal. I was just hoping like if like our subscribers or our viewers or whatever.
There will be blood.
Pac-Man's got a better collection. I would hope that they would vote Pac-Man.
Oh God, yeah.
Don't vote for the don't vote because you don't want to see Scott crying because he's losing his games, and then it is what it is.
Yeah, it's all for fun. It's all for fun, but it's competitive fun. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I love
nobody wants to lose.
Competitive fun. So
yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree on that one. I do want to ask you a question though.
Yeah.
So this is the Scott. So do you have Punch Out for the Wii? Yes, I'd be curious if you could take that experience from the NES version and see how easily you could just translate that to the Wii version. I bet it doesn't play that the same, but I'd be curious if it did.
Punch Out on the Wii. Are you talking like the Wii version Punch Out? Because it's not the same game.
Like the cartoon version.
It's a really good game, but it's fucking hard.
It's hard, yeah.
Like when you become the champ and then you defend the title. Glass Joe is a monster. Yeah, Glass Joe is a monster at that point.
What did you say?
It's basically a new game plus after you beat it, and then you fight them all. Like King Hippo has the manhole cover.
Cover there, yeah. Like me and Alex, we hand the controller back and forth, and we got to the point where we won the title, and we're going back through the system there, and I think we're on Soda Pop second time around, and oh my god.
Have you played Donkey Kong? You have it, I guess.
No, he's at the very end.
Yeah.
You know, and Dennis has gone through the entire game there, and he still couldn't beat Donkey Kong. He said Donkey Kong's just insane.
I think it's been...
Let's be honest, Scott, you're going to cry.
I know.
I haven't played it since about a year after it came out. I feel like I actually did put that time in to get to Donkey Kong.
Did you?
I think. But I'm not counting that as the same kind of victory as beating.
I found the Wii version harder than the NES.
See, I haven't compared to the NES version, so I don't know. I was asking you if you played it since you conquered the NES version.
Well, I conquered the NES version, and then literally the next month we went into the Wii.
Did then.
And yes, there are some patterns that are similar, but they're not the same. No. And I'm telling you, that timing, holy shit there.
So you can't really take your experience then just translate to the
no. I was getting my ass pummeled there. My son was doing better than I was. There's only a couple of guys that I was able to beat that he wasn't able to beat.
Yeah, Pac-Man saying the same thing.
Oh yeah,
we Punch Out.
We need another one.
But it's harder.
We need another one. Switch.
There's a couple of franchises that Nintendo just needs to bring back, like Punch Out. At least they brought him back for Smash Brothers. So I was glad to see that. Little Mac.
Yeah.
Also, Kid Icarus is one that they need to. Bring back. I loved the 3DS game.
I haven't played it.
Yeah.
Super good. It hurts your hands, but it's worth it.
Oh, there's lots of games out there like that. It's because you're holding the controller with all your might.
Because you literally have to be holding the 3DS and pressing every single button as you're also drawing on the screen with the stylus. So that's why they include. It sounds ridiculous to say it, but that's why they actually included a stand, so you can set the 3DS on and play it that way. And that's the only way I've ever played the game, is laying on my bed with that stand. It's just it's an amazing game. Unfortunately, they didn't bring it up to the. I want to
ask Pac-Man before he leaves, because this is where for your last game, we said, okay, what's on everybody's bucket list for games to beat? And I don't think Pac-Man was in the chat at that point. No. So Pac-Man, if you're still in there, what bucket list games do you have that you need to beat?
Icarus came with a little stand.
So then let's now, while we're waiting for his response, let's get into your last game, and then.
Oh yeah.
All right. Do I want to build up any anticipation or fuss or
do it.
All right, so here we are, the final game. Everyone's been waiting for this series, at least. So this actually is probably my favorite game of all time, and that would be Mega Man X. This would be the Mega Man game I picked.
Nice.
What's weird about this is that this is legit my favorite Mega Man game, and legit my favorite Mega Man or favorite video game of all time. I don't love the Mega Man X series.
Did you like the newest one, 11?
Mega Man 11, yes, I liked it quite a bit.
I haven't played it yet.
So I like the original Mega Man series. That would be Mega Man 1 through 11. I did not follow or really like the Mega Man X series that much.
Yeah, the X. Was it there? I played a few of them there. Was it like XZ or stuff like that? I can't remember.
They got weird. So they got the
little almost just like a touch of RPG in there.
Yeah, which was fine, but then you're drifting further And this is someone who also loved the Mega Man Legends series, so take this with a grain of salt.
I never played the Legends.
It's like Mega Man plus Zelda.
Yeah.
So it's even further away from the Mega Man series the way we know it. But the Mega Man X series I thought got tedious really quickly. So
Pac-Man
except for this
saying,
one, which was perfect.
Pac-Man saying, I still haven't played RDD2 or any Metroid after SNES. I'd like to play and beat all the Metroids.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I was like, hopefully somebody will figure that out.
Maybe. I don't know.
Pac-Man, what's for us layman's? What does RDD2
I know. I just want to make sure you know what it means, Andy.
Yeah.
Yes, we know.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure you know. Scepter saying, I've never even played a Metroid game. I'm a sad person.
I'm sad for you.
Well, yes.
Can we be sad together then? Because I don't think I've played one either.
No, you haven't.
No. But that could be said of like most games.
You know what?
But I'm getting through
I
them.
think you would love Super Metroid because you loved Symphony of the Night.
Oh, yeah.
It's not quite as good, but it's very similar. Just different, you know.
Grinaldino's tapping. It's 4:30 here.
I don't
and
blame
I gotta
anybody.
get some sleep
We're
before
getting
work.
close to the end here.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You held in there. Yes, he did need Red Dead Redemption 2. I thought that's what you meant.
That's kind of what I thought.
And I haven't played it either.
Am I missing something?
Yeah. I haven't played it either, but I would love to play that one as well. I think I would love it.
I don't think I would.
No. I'm very forgiving on games, but I just can't get into the
I'm
RPGs.
surprised that she likes more of a variety of game than I do. Yeah.
I do. I'm like I said, I'm very forgiving, but I'm learning everything for the first time.
I have that short attention span, and I love action, so
I'm very particular. I don't like to. I'm stubborn and stuck in my ways and very pig-headed, so that doesn't really lend well to branching out and which is fine.
But you know what though? If you give me the option, I'm gonna play. Like I'll most often turn to a survival horror game or something in that wheelhouse. Or even like if it's a platformer, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play a puzzle platformer. I'm gonna play a creepy one. Like I love scary, creepy games. I loved Alice. That wasn't survival horror, but it was very creepy.
Alice Madness
Returns. I loved it. It was an awesome game. But yeah, I tend to play those types of games. But then I'm like, I don't want to burn myself out and then just be known for just playing that kind of game. So I will try to branch out and play a little bit of everything.
I feel like there's another game I played that reminded me of Limbo and Little Nightmares. I feel like I recommended it to someone else using that as my yardstick.
I know what you mean because I feel like there's another one I've played too and I can't remember.
So I do know there was you, but you might be about to recommend.
There's one on the PS4 that I just played that Retro Wolf had out in his games that are coming in this month, and I think it was the month of April on the PS4. Or it might have been the month of March, and it was kind of ish like that. I know. I
really?
Yeah, I played through it and I loved it.
I don't know. See, she plays all her games there while I'm at work, because I work in the evening.
That sucks.
It does, because I go into work at 2 p.m. and I don't get home till 10.
Oh, man.
And I can't play games after that because I won't sleep. So I got to get up early enough in the morning to do my shit or whatever, and then have a couple hours to play.
That wasn't the one I was thinking of.
Iris Fall.
This could have bothered me.
Yeah,
I might be sending you a message on Instagram at like 4 o'clock in the morning because I suddenly remembered what it was.
Yes, you do it because my phone is on silent anyways, but I'll get the message the next morning and I'll be very thankful for it. And I know what you mean because I'm thinking there's another game I've played like that, and it's right there, and I can't think of it.
Scott, when I was a little younger, I did have I think a 1 to 10 schedule.
Yeah,
and, dude, that was God bless you for doing it. That was a fucking nightmare. At least looking back on it now, because I literally took my life living the exact same way I am now, but just moved it like 9 hours ahead.
Shit,
So like the
yeah.
alarm would go off at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, oh, it's too early. And it just literally changed. And then all my friends were not understanding that I need to go to bed at this time, and you guys need to stop or at least leave the house.
Yeah.
And then missing all the stuff that happens in the evening. Do you still run a machine like a hamster?
Pretty much.
Oh, I know, Alex.
No, I'm at a different job now. I work for Canada Post, but I drive kind of like a forklift, call it an LR. But
yeah.
Drive like a forklift kind of machine and
Sorting
mail. It's a lot
speaking
easier
your
job.
language right here. He just bought a bunch of Jean-Claude Van Damme VHS because why not?
Fuck yeah. That's the shit.
And then Sienna's on here. Sienna,
What
it is
the hell?
12:35. Go to bed.
Go to bed.
She's one of my daycare kids. She's 12. Have you guys heard of any more original Xbox games becoming backwards compatible?
You know what?
They're not even doing it.
You know what? I was
so annoying.
At the first of the year. I was like, I'm gonna be all over this. I'm gonna update everybody, and Xbox weren't actually adding; they were removing games from the. Because I had the original Xbox, which was not that bad to figure out because I think it was like 26 or 28 games.
Yeah, it wasn't many games.
And then the 360 was in maybe the 400s. I don't remember. There's a video. And then I went back and checked about a month and a half later, and they had removed almost 100 games from the 360.
Whether they actually removed them or they weren't on the list, we just didn't know.
Some of those games I had in my collection. So I was like, are they actually removed? And I would pop them in the machine, and they would work. And I was like, this is fucked.
Now, Dungeons and Dragons was on the backwards compatibility list.
That was a long time ago.
And that was a long time ago, but they've taken it off. And
but that's probably a licensing issue.
Yeah.
I actually haven't checked, but have been meaning to, but I don't want to because I don't want to be disappointed. But I do hear people saying that they're actually working on it, and it's going to be, they're doing so much for it. And I'm like, okay.
Well, when
they say they are, you know, that was the big thing that sold the Xbox Series X. Oh, backwards compatible. They're doing it the right way. I don't know, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
I should check because
we should check.
Yeah, because I did a video like
in the next video or something.
I don't know, what was it, February or something? We did the video and then I checked like a month and a half later, and it was like they removed like a ton of 360 games.
But realistically, I don't know how much has changed because it seemed like they took them off the list. But like you
took
said,
them off the list, but I could still put them in the machine and let it work, which was weird. I didn't understand, so I don't know if they were like, are they just upgrading it? I don't know what. Are they working on the games? I don't understand, and they're not saying anything, so.
I'm going on diaper run. Gotta go ski. Love you guys. Peace. See you, Pac-Man. Are you buying a diaper for Scott? Because he didn't get up to pee once, and I was pretty proud.
I'm doing awesome.
I'm shocked. I really, really am.
See you, Pac-Man.
We're getting close to the end here. Anyway, we're all at a game.
I think we did really well.
I think we did too.
We held you hostage for long enough.
We didn't even give.
I honestly expected to get more off topic than we did. To be honest,
yeah,
really.
We could talk about music.
Sometimes
talk about movies because I kind of like the same music as you guys do.
Yeah.
I was like prepared to. I need to write down things I can say. I didn't really. We did really well staying on topic. We talked about video games the entire time.
I know.
I was talking about rotary phones at one point there on one of our streams. It was 4 hours in. I was like, 4 rotary phones?
Yeah.
People are still watching?
Go off on a tangent sometimes. It's really, really. I would like to know I'd like to do some of these sitting down with gamers and do other things. Like, hey, guys, we don't just like games. We like movies. We like music. And that would be fun. I think everybody would enjoy it.
A lot. I used to watch a lot of movies.
Yeah.
When it comes to older movies, I've watched a lot. Of movies.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like a music snob before I was a video game snob. So I've forgotten a lot of stuff, but I mean, I can talk music also. So I was like hoping. I wish I had like a Def Leppard t-shirt or like a Judas Priest shirt that I could put on for this, but it's like, well, Deadpool's Canadian.
Deadpool's awesome. I'm just wearing. I was cold, but I'm wearing my holy whale. That's the beer place.
That's the brewery place we went to there today. Yeah.
I walked in with it today, and she's like, "You got your shirt on." I was like, "Yes, I think everybody should have their Holy Whale shirt on." Yeah. And she actually mispoured. Maybe I think she
like, I screwed up your flight, so I poured an extra 2. Oh, awesome.
Like, she might have. I don't know, but she did pour extra Devil's half because she thought we wanted to. Yeah. Mike Hawkhurst said, I pre-ordered the Evercade VS today. Any thoughts on that console? I don't know anything about it.
That's the one where it's like the third party. It was a handheld first, but you could buy like the Data East collection or the Atari collection.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they're consoleizing it. And it does sound interesting. However, because I'm such a weird collector, I have most of those games already. So as much as I love handheld systems, I just want to see what people say about it.
I'm not huge into the handheld systems. I have a Vita. I don't have a huge collection. Maybe 12 to 15 games. I have a 2DS XL. I really just started that. I actually like that system.
Yeah.
And now that I got the new the split Hori pad for the Switch, now I'm actually enjoying the Switch, because before that I fucking hated playing it handheld. I would play it as a console.
Yeah.
So.
Rod saying, what's your favorite movie based on a game?
Movie based on a game.
Yep.
They're
hard to come by.
It's probably the first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I feel like that one is the one that was the best movie that also represented the series. I said that to my kids recently. I said, kids, this is what the 90s was like. And that is what's so great about that original Mortal Kombat movie. With the Gravity Kills in the soundtrack and KMFDM. And shitty CGI that looked awesome at the time.
Yeah.
That was the 90s or the early 2000s, actually, whatever it was.
Sienna wants to know what our opinions are on horror movies.
They're scary.
No, I love a good horror movie, but there's not many now.
I love horror movies like the old ones. I like The Exorcist. I love the first 2 Halloween movies. That's the kind of stuff I like. I don't like the horror movies that just try to shock you with gore. I don't care for that. I like that suspense. I like trying to be scared. There are the 4 or 5 movies that involve like The Nun.
Yeah, and Annabelle. And
I think there's a new one coming out.
Is there?
I think I've seen something. There's a
That's why I painted The Nun.
I love that ghost stuff there. I like that.
Amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. I'm not big into gore.
Yeah.
Now, I say that, but I do love the Netflix series of Evil Dead. With
wow,
Campbell,
that's
it's
different.
Comedic 80s stupid CGI looking over the top gore. It's just meant to be funny. It's not trying to gross you out or scare you.
See, I feel like the psychological horror, like more like what you got with like Halloween, is definitely more effective.
Yeah,
I love that.
Definitely more effective.
Yeah.
However, for me, I do prefer the popcorn. Show me just a bunch of ridiculous blood. Like my favorite, and this is, I don't even know if this really counts as a horror movie, but my favorite 80s quote unquote horror movie would be Dawn of the Dead, where he gets like,
oh, Dawn of the Dead was awesome.
By all the zombies.
Yeah.
No, it's Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
I don't know if I've seen Day of the Dead.
It's so amazing.
I love Dawn of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead
zombie movie.
Yeah. Dawn of the Dead wasn't that the one where they're trapped in the mall?
Yeah, so Dawn of the
Dead
zombies
would run at you like full fucking sprint.
And that was the Zack Snyder version. So I'm talking about the original, the 80s.
Okay, we'll have to watch that then too.
But
do you think we'd appreciate
practical effects of people being ripped apart and 80s ridiculous blood squirting everywhere.
Yeah,
fantastic. I like that.
See,
I don't like to be scared. So if you can keep it unrealistic, that's fine.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I kind of like that where it's fake, but it's kind of, you know, it's almost funny, but
it's okay if you give 8-year-old me nightmares. I could watch it now. That's about as scary as I want. So now if you give, it's kind of like the difference between like the Silent Hill games and the Resident Evil games. I'll choose the Resident Evil. I don't know which hands was which now. I'll choose the Resident Evil games because that will scare 8-year-old me. Silent Hill will scare 40-year-old me. So
you've never played Biohazard, have you?
Yes, he has.
Have you played Biohazard?
And you didn't find it super scary, right?
No, I didn't. No, just scary enough. Now, when you go into underneath the house and the molder are all there in the shadow, and you just kind of hear them rising up, and you know they're coming towards you. That's scary.
When Mia came lunging at you up the stairs.
Because you knew she was coming up the stairs. Because
that was the fucking most intimidating thing. You open up the basement door and you take like 1 or 2 steps and you can hear her breathing. And you're like, oh, fuck this shit. You close the door.
No.
And you're like, well, I have to go down there. So you open it up. Shit, I got to go down there. And it's all dark. And
there was a lot of really
steps,
effective...
And then she kind of, you can start to see her. And then she comes at you. And you're like, whoa!
There was a lot of really. What's up, Stampede? He's down there in the chat.
Oh, hey, I just see him now.
He's Canadian, also. Say hi to him.
Oh, hey.
Are you from Calgary, Stampede?
I feel like that makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
Calgary Stampede.
I think he told the story of the Stampede. It is like we're not here to talk about Stampede, though. We're here to talk about me. No, it's the Resident Evil game. There was a lot of effective tension building. However, it was still that 80s level horror, whereas Silent Hill is more like this is what being psychotic is like.
Exactly.
I feel like if you were to play Biohazard in my game room with the surround sound, the big screen, the lights off, like I seen Dennis jump off the fucking chair.
To be fair, you had him seated in the hot seat.
The hot seat. I have the subwoofer behind it. So when it goes boom, you feel it. Like you fucking feel it there. And he fucking jumped. And I laughed.
I still don't know what this is. Plasmorphia. Is that what it is? Plasmorphia.
No,
she's been recommending this to me for every day she sees me, which is 5 days a week.
I don't even know what it is.
Yes, the first Silent Hill movie is good. No, I want to go back and watch it. Yes.
And still,
you know what?
It scared me. Man, that scared me as an adult.
The second one that was 3D
disturbing.
Was not bad.
They are disturbing. Those nurses are just the way they move. Mm-hmm. Like the friggin' movement gets me. That's what freaks me out.
Are we gonna get a new Silent Hill game? Anybody?
No.
We're getting a new Silent Hill movie in September.
Konami doesn't like its fans, and Konami is not going to give them what they want. We might get a Silent Hill compilation.
Got them all now.
Now you can have them all in HD on a single disc.
On a single disc,
Scott? Wow.
Wouldn't you like that? Playable on a PS5?
Could we even just remake them like they're doing with Resident Evils?
No, but you can have this bonus disc of this other one that didn't come out.
Tell me that would not be fantastic to play Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yes.
Tell me that wouldn't scare the bejesus out of you.
It would, so I would say that's not fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me that in VR would.
Well, on that note, though, how do you feel about them remaking Resident Evil 4 in the same style of the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake?
I want it.
I think it'll be cool.
Because I want it true to the game. If they mess with that, I'm going to be pissed. But if they make a true to the version game,
I think it will be because when we played Village, there was such a heavy influence there that you know they were working on this. They're working on it.
I love when I can't remember his name now. What is his name? The merchant in the Village. I don't know,
the big guy. I don't remember his name.
What was it?
Because he mentions, because he says, I used to know a guy that's said that, and then he laughed.
What are you selling? What are you buying?
But he didn't say that. He said something that the merchant
Come
said,
back
and he's like,
time.
yeah, something like that. It was awesome. Duke,
yeah, right.
Yes, Duke.
The Duke.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
The way I see it is that Resident Evil 4 was already so
I know.
perfect. Why are you remaking it? Because it's
I know.
You know what? You know what?
And you're not the only person that's.
It's a money grab. It's a money grab.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna remake the first Last of Us. It doesn't need a remake. It's already been remastered.
It already looks really good. Oh, what are you gonna do to it? I guess I can kind of see it just because in the sense that Resident Evil 4 is a game. The GameCube looks all right, but it hasn't aged perfectly. So I would love it if it looked like Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
But
Last of Us does not need a remake, and that's.
But saying that, when it comes out, you're gonna buy it.
Yes.
That's why they're making it.
But what was the other game that was from the PS3 era? They remade Dark Souls, or they are remaking
Demons Souls.
One of those Souls games. They're
and it's like everybody bought it.
Everybody bought it. I bought it.
Yeah, we bought it. I haven't even played the first one.
It's just a money grab.
Yeah. But I'm pissed that they're remaking or whatever they're doing with The Last of Us. I'm pissed about that because that was chosen to do over making a second Days Gone. That went, and I was like, because I love Days Gone too. So I'm pissed.
I feel like the storyline was
by Naughty Dog, or wait, it's not even Naughty Dog anymore, is it? Is it Naughty Dog?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know why
I'm not 100% sure.
Asking and answering a bunch of my own questions.
Yeah, you're doing well. Keep going.
We'll get there.
Let me just finish this up, guys. Hold on. I didn't know that Days Gone was Naughty Dog.
Oh, you know what? Why don't they remake the Uncharted? Like the first 2 or 3. That could use a facelift.
You know what? Some of the game command.
For the love of God, somebody please make me a Parasite Eve remake. I would love that. I would pay double for that.
Game on, Sienna. See you later. I do. I want more Uncharted. That would be awesome. I still haven't finished the Uncharted 4, and then I haven't finished the one with the 2 girls or the Vita one. So I'm on my last 3 Uncharted, and I love the first 3. So
Jen, can you click on the comment above the I want more Uncharted?
Yes.
Can you do that? Can you retro? There you go.
Can I mention Ghosts and Goblins or Wind Waker?
Sure. Have a nice night, Joe.
Now you're on timeout.
All right.
Oh man, I'd love to see a prequel to Rambo.
See, I haven't played that.
Oh, there it is.
Rainbow NES, or
are you talking the PS3 version that I've been hearing a lot of lately, where it's more of a on-rail shooter kind of? Is that what it is?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I know that Rambo.
That Rambo's an expensive game.
I wonder if they would do an Uncharted collection for PS5 and 4K. Ooh. Patty, I like you.
Oh, we could talk all night about what deserves.
Wow, you got the Vita one. That's hard to get. Yes, we saw it and we're like, yeah, I have to get it. I don't even know if Scott's going to let me play the damn Vita because he keeps telling me, no, you're going to touch my Vita. It's not like.
Well, you need to take your pink PSP and go
your
home.
Pink what? I know. Like, how is she going to play this game? What?
I need to take
where you're going with
Hannah
this.
Montana PSP and go home.
Yeah.
Because I do. I have a Hannah Montana Vita somewhere here. I haven't played it in forever.
All right, we're all caught up in the chat pretty much.
Yeah.
I think we have to let him go. We're getting on to like pushing 4 hours here, I think.
So it's almost 9 o'clock my time. So it's midnight your time. 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh, one.
You guys are crazy.
I know.
We don't work tomorrow. And Scott's on vacation, so he doesn't get.
It's God's day tomorrow.
What? It's God's day tomorrow.
It's God's day tomorrow.
He said he wants me to play games.
Right?
Yeah. He speaks to me through games.
Well, I hear the name Jesus a lot.
Jesus! Fuck! Oh, when I'm playing games, yes.
Yeah.
He's very with me when I play games. Any game. Really doesn't matter. I will swear.
Well, all right. I think this is where we wrap it up there. Thank you so much for coming on, man. I enjoyed this.
Thank you
I had
very
a lot
much
of fun.
for having on. This was awesome.
Oh, we
was
loved
awesome
it.
there, yeah. And we, like I tell everybody, I don't know if you've heard, but our plan is for the first week of November. We haven't like locked down a date.
We haven't locked down a date yet.
Solid. But what our plan is to have a big shebang here with everybody.
Oh yeah.
That is available to come
and do
on.
Like time slots.
And we're doing like a half an hour time slot each.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll let all the viewers ahead of time send in questions or whatever, and I'll have topics. And it's just casual that we'll have probably 3 or 4 channels at a time with us, all on here, and we all get to talk and say our spiel, and then and your half hour is out and somebody else will be backstage and we'll see, all right, thanks for coming out. And,
yeah.
You know, and it's just kind of like
a massive get to know game or get to know the community almost.
Well, yeah, like the whole community gets to come together there because there's a lot of people that all know each other.
And there's, I was saying,
already a pretty tight circle of friends. It seems like, so.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking too, and I mentioned it today because there's a way you can give people a link. I mean, obviously that's how you got here. And then you can have people backstage. I would love to because we have a lot of loyal people that come on and do this thing all the time.
There are people
Watch
like
this.
Modane's on here constantly supporting us.
Yeah.
And we love him there. We're good. But like if he wanted to jump on and have a question, well, isn't he going to be on our?
Yeah,
well, he's going to be part of the guest. But like, just to say that for an example, like if somebody that's watching, like Samantha watches almost everyone. She was in the kayak watching this night.
Yeah.
If she somehow wanted to grab the link and come on and ask a question live, that might be something cool that we do.
Yeah. So we would have them come on and they could be live backstage. I pop them on, they ask a question. It'd be friggin' awesome. Yeah. Then make people the part of the community.
It's a big shebang, and I don't want to like ruin the surprise there, but we're planning on like giving away a bunch of gift cards because we collect our PC points, and I want to give away either whatever
like
whatever you play, whether there's Microsoft or Sony, you know, and we'll send you a gift card.
We'll send the codes. It'd be easiest.
That would be a hell of a easier. Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
So we'll do something like that, and it's at the end of the year, and it's close to Christmas. And,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So if you'll avail you, we will send you the date along. You know, when we figure, we're gonna have to nail it down here soon, but it's gonna be that first week.
Really? So you say that, and all you're doing is reminding me that the holidays are coming out before we even know it.
Really? I know. I don't blink, and it's here.
Stop it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking the first week of November before the holidays really start, and then our job, gets really busy there around the middle of November. So we'd like to get her done. Hey, Denver Gamer.
Denver, you got on.
Denver, you literally got on here as we're saying goodbye, but I appreciate you coming on here, buddy.
We appreciate you all the same.
So, all right, we'll get a hold of you. We'll let you know what date. Hopefully, we can get you in.
Yes.
Get you a time slot.
And everybody, before we go, you need to go check out MrMatthews' channel.
You gotta go check.
You have to go check it out.
Denver, you gotta go check him out.
Go check it out.
Well worth it.
Absolutely. One question. No. He says no.
One question. One question. Just because it's you, Denver, you better be quick.
It's because it's you.
One question. We're waiting. Make it quick.
Make it a good one. I'm going to put the Jeopardy timer music on.
Wow, we're all getting closer and closer to the edge of our seats.
Yeah, this is a good question.
It's going to be a long question.
I know it.
Or maybe he just fucks off and doesn't even ask
it. Silence. Well, there we go. What is your favorite game and why is it Streets of Rage 2?
I think that's directly you, Scott.
That's probably for me there. But
that's probably for you.
I do love the Streets of Rage franchise there. Yeah.
Don't start us on that, Denver. He had committed to like.
I committed. I said my goodbyes, thanked them, and everything.
Everyone does.
Oh, jeez.
Gong noise. Gong.
Dong. All right, we're gonna end it. Thanks for everybody for showing up and adding to the chat, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews, for joining us. And
Thank you very much.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
No, next week.
Next week?
Just not on Get to Know Gamer.
We'll see you next week on a live stream with Pac-Man.
Yeah, and 2 other channels.
They're
secret right now.
All right, guys.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.
And